Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is Brunch Boxing. I'm your host, Matt, and we are back full strength with a new member of the Brunch Boxing Show. We have the Mexican Joy Taylor himself, the producer of Brunch Boxing, Huey P. What's going on, Huey?
I don't love that intro. I'm doing good though. I'm doing good. It's a slow week in boxing, but we got the NFL starting up this week, so it's a good weekend.
And back from the dead, we have the host of Brunch Boxing. Some of the ladies might say the heartthrob of Brunch Boxing. He
Accurate.
is the master of the walk and talk, the master of the sit and spit, the John Madden of boxing. As Raw Boxing is back. What's going on, Ezra?
The break was needed, but I tell you, I missed this more than anything. I got to be honest with you. I think the show was great without me, but I missed it. I need this show more than the show needs me. I realize that now.
I gotta say, I think your boy Stringer Basquiat just threw his panties at the screen just now. Since you're back.
I imagine it's like the scene from the Five Heartbeats where he starts singing, and the person in the crowd can't even take it. That's what I imagine it's like.
Listen, and you guys know who I am. All right, I'm the voice, the heartbeat, the glue. Nah, I can't give myself an intro. But listen, we're back. Let's get right into it because we had what I think is the biggest announcement in the history of boxing take place this week. Huey, take it away.
All right. So first of all, this week, big announcement: Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather. We had the two biggest stars in boxing since Ali announced that they're going to be having an exhibition bout for a date to be determined in 2026. Let's start with Matt on this one. Matt, what are your thoughts?
Oh my God. Injected into my veins. This is what the game been missing. All right. I've wanted Floyd Mayweather to come back for God knows how long. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted him to come back and fight Pacquiao. I wanted him to come back and fight Tank. I did not have Mike Tyson on my Floyd Mayweather bingo card, but God damn it, I'm here for it. To me, this is without a doubt, and I'm including Muhammad Ali fights. I'm including Jack Dempsey fight. I'm including Julio Cesar Chavez fighting in Mexico against Greg Hagen. This is the biggest event in the history of the sport of boxing. And if you are a manager or promoter and you think that you're worth anything, you think that you're worth a damn, you need to get your fighter on this card because the eyeballs of the entire world will be watching this event.
I mean, I couldn't disagree with this take any more than I couldn't disagree with it any more than you said right now. I really couldn't. I hate this. Like I couldn't. This is the worst thing that's been announced in boxing in a long time. Maybe since Muhammad Ali. This is the worst thing that's been announced in boxing since Muhammad Ali. Um, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's what I warned people about as far as everyone's going to be chasing gimmicks now. And this is a gimmick of on gimmicks, and no one thinks this is a real fight, right? Like everyone knows this is just going to go around and they're going to play around, and
Yeah, it's an exhibition. They announced it as an
like what
exhibition.
it should be, but it doesn't help boxing in any way. It
Yeah, but
does.
they announced it as an exhibition, Ezra. Like, what
Wait,
are we
wait,
doing here?
wait,
No
wait,
one's saying this is a real fight. They
wait,
announced it as an exhibition.
wait. You get mad when I interrupt you. You get mad when I interrupt you. This is a joke, and this is the way people are seeing boxing, and this is what boxing is perceived as now. This is what everybody sees boxing as. It's a joke. It's what joke fight can we come up with next? What nonsense can we come up with next? And like the title of this is exhibition season, right? And maybe it is just a seasonal thing, right? Because things do go through flows. Like we had in the movies, you had basically like a superhero era, right? Where it's like you couldn't even get a movie on in the theaters that would sell anything unless it had a superhero in it, and they thought that was killing movies. So maybe this is temporary, right? Maybe this won't be forever, and we'll get a reset and we'll get back to serious fights. But as for right now, there are no serious fights that people are building towards. They're building towards nonsense like this. Now,
This is an exhibition.
I get
It
that.
has been. It has been portrayed as an exhibition. It has been announced as an
So what? So
exhibition.
what? So,
And
but what does that matter?
hold on. These are two retired
It
fighters.
doesn't matter. It doesn't
These
matter.
are two retired. So you telling me that retired fighters should just never be seen again?
What I'm telling you is what the business is. I don't care about what the thing is. You can't control what a fighter does. You can't control those things. What I'm saying is, where's the business at right now as a whole? And it's in a horrible spot. It's in a horrible spot. And the fact that this is the only things that are really selling for the sport, these are the things that people really only talk about for the sport, it's not a good sign. And it's a sign of things to come for the time being. Now, I'm not sure this fight's going to do as well as you think it's going to do, because I don't think it is, because I think people pretty much know this is a nonsense thing. See, with Tyson and Jake Paul, you weren't sure what you were going to get, so people thought like maybe Tyson goes and knocks out Jake Paul, right? There was a something that could possibly turn something for real, right? With Jake Paul versus Tank, people think like maybe Jake Paul, maybe Tank destroys Jake Paul and stops him, right? Everybody's gonna tune in to see that, or people say, oh, maybe Jake Paul's too big and Tank can't do anything. So there's some element of like something real there. There's some element of something can actually happen. In this, no one's gonna buy that. Like, no one's gonna buy that something could happen here. That's all gone. No one's gonna think these guys are gonna take this seriously. So I don't really think this is would do this kind of numbers if this actually happens too, because I'm not even 100% sure on that. But all I'm saying is, when everyone's talking about the sport is only these nonsense fights, that is not a healthy sport. That is not a healthy sport, and that's all they're talking about are these nonsense fights. There's going to be nonsense on the undercard. If this really happens, it's going to be nonsense main event. It's all this is what I'm learning about boxing. I get that, like the diehards say, it doesn't affect boxing because it's not real boxing. It does, because what does the public see boxing as? What does it see it as? And it sees it as a joke right now. That's just honest truth. Everything we have right
This
now
is an
big is a joke.
exhibition
Doesn't
between
matter.
two retired fighters.
Doesn't
And
matter.
the only reason why this announcement is a big deal is because it's the two biggest stars in the history of boxing since Muhammad Ali. That's what you're not getting.
No, I
These are
get
the
it. I get what
two biggest stars since Muhammad Ali. So of course, it's going to ring bells, and people are gonna be like, "Wow, this is huge." Okay, but that does not mean that this reflects on boxing as a
it
whole.
definitely does.
But
It
what it
definitely
does
does.
mean is that we can have another big tentpole event with another chance to put someone on these cards. You're telling me that Floyd Mayweather is not going to put Kermel Moton, his prized prospect, on this card?
Bro, I don't even think this is growing. Like, first of all,
Who
these kind of
cares what
fights.
you think?
No,
You
no,
don't know
no,
what you're
no, no,
talking
no, no, no.
about.
But
You
here's the
don't know
thing,
what
though.
you're talking about,
Here's the thing, though.
Ezra.
For these kind of nonsense, no one's tuning in to watch real boxing. So even like if you put
Oh
guys
my
on this card,
God.
no one's gonna watch the undercard of this fight. Like, that's the thing is you're talking about, like, if you're building a sport. No, bro, there's no one is tuning in to be like, oh, I need to make sure I catch a multi fight on the Tyson and Floyd undercard. No, they're not doing that. People are gonna not pay attention, have that in the background, and then when that fight comes on, they'll pay attention. That's all they're gonna do. This fight is nonsense. Like I said, I don't blame the guys for doing it. They can make a bunch of money, but I do blame the handlers of the sport for allowing it to get to this. Where we're at with the sport is in a horrible spot, and I don't see a big fight, legit fight, besides Crawford Canelo, which is turning into a more legit fight every day. Another fight that we're building towards. I don't see it. I really don't. I don't see where we get the sport. Like, we can keep saying, oh, there's these big events. Dude, these are not big events as far as it's not real boxing. People are not tuning in to watch boxing. They're tuning in for the freak show of it. It's not, you don't keep growing on this. That's what I'm telling you. So it's like, oh, we're having another big event. It's not another big event. This is something outside of boxing. It's like, this is honestly like some David Blaine stuff, right? Like, this is like a David Blaine thing. And then people be like, oh, look at people are watching TV again. It's like, well, no, they're watching David Blaine get shot in the face with a bullet. That's what this is. There's nothing to build off of this. It doesn't build off of this. Okay, there's nothing to build off of this. It's just
Mike Tyson posted the poster of this exhibition, 18 million views.
I'm not doubting it's going to do views. I'm not doubting that. That's not what the point is. This isn't real boxing. People aren't tuning in to watch real boxing. They're tuning in for the freak show of it. They're tuning in that if they tune in for it, because I don't think it's going to do that as what you think it's going to do.
I think you're wrong. What's that cup? Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. What happened to our agreement?
And then let me tell you something. This bad boy is good. Let me tell you something right now. This bad boy is delicious.
Oh, is this your first read? Is this your first ad read on the show? What are we doing here?
A lot of times you get up in the morning, right, and you say, I want to make a cup of coffee. And you don't have the time, right? Your kids are screaming, your wife's yelling at you. And sometimes a little drive is all you need. A little drive is all you need to your local friendly neighborhood Starbucks. And
Wow,
they
we're
will
doing a
take care of you.
Starbucks read on Brunch Boxing.
And they will take care of you.
No free ads, Ezra. No free ads.
Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. But listen, it's going to be a big event. Everyone's going to tune in. The world will watch. Stars will be born. Stars will be made, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be, we're going to see Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather share a ring together. Who would have ever thought we would see that in the history of the sport of
We
boxing?
shouldn't see it. We shouldn't see it. What do you mean we should die? We shouldn't have seen it. What are you talking about? Oh, so what do we do?
Uh,
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait in 20 years when we build Tank versus Wilder in the ring. Go Tank versus
hey,
Fury.
listen.
Who
Hey,
would have thought
let
we
me tell
seen
you
it? We
something. Let me
shouldn't
tell you
see it.
something. Let me tell you something, Ezra. If Javante Davis and Deontay Wilder are big enough to have a huge exhibition fight in 20 years, then I'm going to tell you that the next 5 years of Tank's career went swimmingly well, and he did exactly what we wanted him to do.
I don't know, man. This is a joke. This is a joke. I'm not excited for it. I'm not happy for it. I'm not any
Oh,
of
who
it.
cares? You don't
Any of
like
it. Any
fun.
of it. Any of
You
it.
don't like fun.
You know what? I don't. I'm done with fun. In this sport, I'm done with fun. Give me some real raw, boring stuff. Give me some real raw and boring stuff. I'm dying for some raw, boring stuff in boxing. Give me, you know what? Fulton or Shaki Foster has never looked better to me right now. Give me Vargas versus Castro right now. I'll take it because I'm tired of this fun stuff. Oh, you don't like fun. The fun's killing the sport. Someone's got to be an adult. That's the problem. Is it everyone gets mad at the dad when he's like, "Hey, we got to stop doing this. This is too much partying. This is too much thing. We got to get down to business in the house. We got to get down to business." That's what this is. No more fun. Too much fun. That's what boxing's having. It's having
But
too
you,
much
you,
fun.
you know what's funny about that take from you? When we did a Ezra report card for the Sebastian Fedora Keith Thurman fight, and you used Shaki Foster versus Stephen Fulton as one of your reasons, you downgraded the grade to that card
No,
because of that fight.
no, that's not true. That's
Yeah,
what's
you did. Yeah, you
bro.
did.
I gave that fight a good score. That was one of the fights I was excited about on the card.
Yeah, you
Bro,
did.
it's
Yeah, you
hilarious that you
did.
try to misremember this
Hey,
because
it's on wax. It's on wax.
yeah, of course
Hey,
it's on wax. Of
just
course
go
it's on
back.
wax,
Hey, listen, brunch boxing listeners,
bro.
just go
That's one
back.
of the that's one of the
Just
fights.
go back.
That's the fight I like most on the card. How you gonna tell me that when I like that fight the most on the card?
Just go back, ladies and gentlemen, and you will hear the truth. The
I want you to,
truth.
when we find this and go back, because I will go back. See, no one else will go back because everyone just wants me to be wrong. No one else will go back, but I will go back. And when I do, I want an apology.
Oh, okay. Kyrie Williams for Christian McCaffrey. Hey, don't let us start exposing family business here on Brunch Boxing. All right, about who deserves an apology. Okay, let's just move on, Huey, before I get upset.
All right, I just want to point out that mostly everyone in the comments is agreeing with Matt, including our friend Lo Hanshub, USA Boxing, who says it's prize fighting. Go watch Olympic boxing if you want no fun bells and whistles.
And you guys are all marching off the cliff. And I'm trying to tell you, like, let's stop, let's hold here. And you guys keep marching off the cliff. March off the cliff. That's how things end. That's how things die. Go march off the cliff. I'm trying to be the voice of reason here, but like, hey, we gotta reel this back. We gotta get we gotta get something legitimate here on the screen for people to actually respect this sport going forward. We're not doing that. So keep marching. Oh, fun, have fun. Have your fun, Sodom and Gomorrah. Have your fun. But
Well,
I'm telling you right now,
I,
I won't
well,
be there to save
I,
you.
well, I'm trying to be Jim Jones, and we're all drinking the Kool
Yeah,
Aid.
that's exactly what's happening. That's
We're
what's
all
happening.
drinking the Kool
That's
Aid.
what's happening.
All right, well, let's keep the circus rolling here. So next up, we got Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. First press conference for the event scheduled for September 17th in New York. Ezra, let's start with you here. What are you expecting here? The Georgia Commission hasn't approved the bout yet either. So what do you think here?
They will approve it. it's gonna be trash talk. This is like the perfect role for Jake to play in this fight, right? Like he's gonna trash talk Tank, call him small, say that you've been boxing all these years, and look at me, I'm right here, and I'm probably gonna have people picking me to beat you because I'm gonna be able to cover that skill gap. All these things, he's gonna be able to play right into it. Like the selling of this fight is gonna be good. It is, and I imagine at some point, Tank, who's like a better trash talker than people realize, he's gonna get some good lines into. I get it. It's funny because I said that Canelo Crawford to me was like a whatever fight, right? I thought like it's kind of nonsense because of the weight divisions and everything. And then the Tank and Jake Paul was made, and I was like, that makes Canelo look a little more legitimate. Canelo Crawford look more legitimate. And then Tyson Mayweather gets made, and I'm like, that makes Tank and Paul look a little bit more legitimate as a fight than the nonsense there. But like I said, this is a nonsense fight as well. We're all watching it just to see if Tank could put a beating on Jake. It's really what it is. It's like what you're looking for in this fight is like how much is the skill gap from these pros to these guys that the size won't even matter. And I think Tyson's good. I mean, I think Tank is going to put a beating on Jake. I really do. I think if he'll do whatever he wants in that fight, but that's the interest there. But I think the selling is going to be really good of it. Like I think there's going to be some really fun things that happen here.
Now, one thing I will say, I did see it was reported out there that the commission hasn't approved the fight yet. Guys, the reason why the commission hasn't approved the fight yet is because they haven't applied for a fucking permit for the fight yet. That's why they can't approve something that they haven't applied for yet. That will come in due time. There's no fucking rush. The commission will approve. I see people say, oh, they're not going to approve it because look at the difference in the weight. Look at the Georgia rule about the weight. Listen, if you would have read the fucking weight spread rule, they would tell you that as long as you put the weights in the fucking contract, the Georgia Commission will approve it. That's all. Calm down, people. Now, as for what I'm expecting on September 17th, first thing I'm expecting is to be there. Okay, I gotta see this up close and personal.
Are you going to be there for the fight?
I gotta see this up close and personal. I gotta see this up close and personal.
You gonna
The
get on a plane,
second
Matt?
thing,
You gonna get on a flight again?
no, it's in New York.
Oh shit, that's right.
It's in New York. It's in
I
New
thought you were talking
York.
about the fight. I thought you were
I
talking about
thought
the
you meant
fight.
fight.
You're
The
talking about the
press
press
conference.
conference.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the press conference. Yeah, I can't be caught dead at the fight. But also, I want to see exactly what Jake Paul says to Tank. Will they mention the third rail topic when it comes to Tank? And I'm talking about the recently dismissed domestic violence charge. Will Jake Paul do that, or will
Oh,
Netflix
100%.
say, "Oh no"? But will Netflix say, "No, no, we can't have that. We can't have that."
Bro, they're going to bring that. He's going to bring that up. I
Will
mean,
Jake Paul bring Lamont Roach to the press conference? There's so many possibilities. Will we get any physicality at this press conference? I'm not so sure that we won't. Like this is.
are we going to
Uh,
get a I got your hat situation again? Got your hat situation?
oh, I don't know if Jake Paul should do that because if he grabs Tank hat and then Tank's braid hit him in the eye again, he gets grease in his eye again. That's not gonna be good for the fight. But I think it's gonna be a wild press conference. You got two guys that know how to talk shit in their own
Mhm.
different ways. I want to see if Tank shows up on time
Oh, for this
because
one?
usually these are his events. This ain't his event. Will the B side Tank Davis show up on time? Will Tank show up at all? That's what I'm wondering. I can't wait to see what happens with this press
I got a
conference.
question for you. We have let's just talk about the two big events we have coming up, right? Canelo Crawford, Paul Tank. Who's the biggest star in boxing right now? Like, if we look at these two fights, who's the face of boxing?
Talk to me after Tank versus Jake Paul.
All right, because I think going into them, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it might be Jake, and I think that's to me insane to say, right? But I think it might be him. I
Talk
think it
to
might be.
me after Tank versus Jake Paul.
All right.
Now,
It's a really interesting moment for them.
One thing that I wanted to mention, Terrence Crawford, speaking of Crawford versus Canelo, he says that if this fight is a real fight on the up and up, if this is a legitimate boxing match, he says that Jake Paul will beat Tank Davis because Tank is too small for Jake Paul. And he's seen Jake Paul up close. Well, does this at all change your thoughts on the possibilities of this bout?
No, I don't change my possibilities at all. It's just ironic if you really think about it. But
wait, how's it ironic?
Well, he's going into a fight where he's undersized, and that really he's probably going to lose that fight just because he's undersized in the fight. But the thing with Jake Paul, and this is why like the Floyd Mayweather or Logan Paul, people maybe want to go back and look at that, whatever. The parts that like Logan did that kind of like were tough for Floyd is just because Logan doesn't just fought like out of control, right? It wasn't like the standard technique and all that. And he was a big guy doing that. So Floyd would have to be like, okay, I have to cover up at these times. Like when he in the first round where he like just kind of like bum rushes him, Floyd just has to kind of cover up on that because he can't take any chances because he's just this is a guy full energy, full strength, and just trying to throw the biggest shots to knock him out cold, right? And so Floyd's like, okay, I got to watch this because he's a big guy. Jake Paul doesn't fight like that. Like Jake Paul tries to fight like a legit boxer. He tries to fight like with the proper technique. And that's going to make this a harder fight for him. That's going to make this tougher for him because you're basically doing what Tank's been doing his whole life. He's been watching at the highest level. Like all this stuff he does, Tyson, Tank's going to be able to see so easily. It's not going to be any surprises there for him. So he won't be able to land any offense. People thinking that he's going to land a shot, he's not going to touch him. He's not going to touch him. Like his best chance is to get unconventional, to bull rush, to try to catch him early. But as the fight goes on, he's going to be missing wide. Like, it's not even going to be close. And then you got to see where his gas tank is because if Tank starts to put it on him, no matter, I don't care what size he is, he's going to put a beating on him. Like, the shots will add up. The technique of it is funny because that's what's going to end up costing Paul, is that he's a better tactical than his brother.
I think it's kind of interesting. And you know, not to do the whole I told you so kind of thing, but I told you that people in boxing, whose names I can't use, like legit people in boxing, were saying that Jake Paul is going to beat Tank. There are a lot of people that think Jake Paul is going to beat Tank. So I do find it kind of funny that Terrence Crawford, who's one of the most respected boxers in the entire world, also believes that Jake Paul is going to beat Tank. So maybe we as boxing fans, analysts, experts, maybe we don't know what we're looking at, and maybe we should trust the people inside boxing that says, "Yo, if this is more than an exhibition, if this is a real fight, Jake Paul's going to kick Tank's ass because he's too big for him."
No, he's not. And the thing is, like like I said, people that boxing experts, whatever. I remember when Joe Goosen wrote on ESPN that Masvidal would give Canelo trouble. I remember that. He was like, "Oh, that guy could give anyone in boxing trouble." I remember that. So I don't care what people have bad opinions all the time. This is a stupid opinion. I'm sorry. If they take this fight seriously and we're really gonna get a legit
fight, you calling Terrence Crawford stupid?
No, I just think it's a dumb opinion, though. I think it's a dumb opinion. I don't think he's stupid. He's very smart in the ring and everything, but sometimes opinions outside the ring don't really matter. That's the truth. He's smart in the ring, but outside the ring, that's a dumb opinion. That is a dumb opinion. I don't think he's dumb, but I think it's a dumb opinion. Tank is going to be able to do whatever he wants in this fight. Like it's really ridiculous to even say that. Like, he's fighting an amateur. He's fighting a guy that would not win amateur tournaments. Like that's the truth of it. He's not fighting a guy that if right now Jake Paul went to the wild card gym, right, and fought guys at his weight, there are guys in there that don't probably not even pro yet that would give him a hard time. Like that's just the truth of it. So to say, oh, he's gonna box him, it's like, come on, we're just ridiculous. I just seen him get almost ran out the ring by a guy that is as a complete shell of himself in Chavez. Like it's not gonna happen.
Interesting. So you still thinking this is a mismatch? Tank is gonna beat this guy's ass?
Yeah, it just depends on how serious they take the fight, right? Like it depends on what they're gonna do in there. Are they gonna mess around in there, or are they gonna have like a legit fight? Yeah, Tank could go the whole fight without being touched. He'd go the whole fight without being touched. And then if he really wants to pour it on him, he could in like the second half of the fight. I do, like I said, you're probably not gonna take a lot of chances early because you don't want to get caught by a big giant guy like that when you're a small guy. Like I get that, but as the fight goes on, like this is gonna be outclassing. Class proves over time, like that famous expression.
Okay. All right. What else we got today, Huey?
All right, so you guys mentioned it a little bit. Canelo versus Crawford coming up week. We see.
Just real quick, give me like a minute. I'll be right back.
All right, no problem. Matt, we'll start with you then here. So we got Canelo versus Crawford here coming up this week. We're seeing a lot of stuff on social media with Crawford. He's training. He's looking like he's in great shape. What do you make of how he's looking? His physique. Do you think him bulking up is going to help him? What do you, first of all, before we move on to the fight week, what do you think about what you're seeing from Crawford and him going into this fight?
Yeah. So first of all, the reason why I put Canelo versus Crawford right after Jake versus Tank, Canelo versus Crawford is an exhibition also. It's just an exhibition masquerading as a professional boxing match. That's all it is. This is another freak show, okay? And it's a freak show that the boxing public did not ask for. All right? It's a freak show the boxing public did not ask for. We asked for Canelo Alvarez against David Benavidez. That's what we wanted. A legit boxing match against two of the best guys that were in their divisions. That's what we wanted. Instead, we get Canelo versus a guy that is moving up 2 weight classes, essentially 3. And it's not what we asked for. But but make no mistake about it. There is a chance that this could backfire on Canelo Alvarez. And if this backfires on Canelo Alvarez, I will be laughing to the bank. Okay? I will be laughing to the bank because you shouldn't have did this in the first place. You should have did what was right by the sport of boxing. You should have put David Benavidez over. That's what you should have done. That's what we wanted as boxing fans. So the reason why I call this exhibition season, the reason why I put this on the rundown right after the 2 other exhibitions is because this is another exhibition. They just have pro fight next to it.
I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I thought that the whole time, like I said, that's why we said that the Jake Paul kind of made it more legitimate, but that's what I felt like it was. I felt like it was an exhibition. I do have a question for you that I'm kind of curious because I think that it's kind of interesting. What are the odds on this fight, right? Like, I think it's only like what, minus what 200? Like, is that the difference over here?
Let me tell you,
Something
when I
like
looked
that.
at it, yesterday, Crawford was a plus 154, and
God,
he's dropped a little bit. So across, depending on what book you're looking at, you're going to find him anywhere from plus 150 all the way down to plus 128.
this is insane. So like, oh, go ahead.
Canelo is as high as a favorite of minus 192 and as low as minus 160.
Okay, to me, this is insane, right? This is insane. To me, I think like I have Canelo clearly winning this fight. I think he's too big. I still think he's it's good. I mean, he's maybe not great, maybe not his best, but I think he's good, right? But what I think of with those odds is I think it's kind of unfair to Crawford. I think it kind of robs Crawford of what he's really attempting. Because I think this will be a massive upset if Crawford wins this fight. I think it's a massive upset. Do you agree with me, Matt, that you feel like this would be a massive upset if he wins this fight?
Yeah, of course.
But the odds are kind of robbing that, right? And I even think because people are kind of talking themselves into a Crawford win here, that's kind of robbing what the performance really is that what he's attempting here. And I think that's kind of interesting because if he wins this fight, we should be talking about like, I can't believe he pulled this off. I can't believe this dude pulled this off. He beat Canelo. He moved up 2 weight classes, kind of 3 in a way. He moved up 2 weight classes to beat a guy that's still the top dog at that weight class. And I think that because of the odds are this way and the way people are looking at this fight and all that, they're just not going to, if he pulls this off, he's not going to get the full credit for it. And I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, right? We say that now, but I think we need to look closer to fight night when the sharps and the whales flood money in on who they really think is going to win. Like right now, this is just for Vegas and the fans, but you might see a huge influx of money on Canelo Alvarez as we get closer to the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Just I find it hard to believe it's going to swing to like
But
400,
listen,
500.
listen, if people really think Canelo's going to win, you're getting the greatest price
It's
that you can get
unbelievable.
on Canelo. You're
Yeah,
printing money.
yeah, that's
Now,
crazy.
one thing I will say, and this troubles me when it comes to this fight. I saw Ring Magazine posted a video. Turkey Al-Sheikh visited Terrence Crawford at the UFC Performance Institute. I don't like that.
Okay, why?
He just had COVID.
Yeah, that's true. He did. He did just have
Just
COVID.
had COVID. Did we not learn from Israel Madrimov in Riyadh? Did we not learn from this? He damn near killed Floyd Schofield. He knocked Daniel Dubois out of his fight with Joseph Parker. And now, first of all,
Oh,
Turkey
dang.
Al-Sheikh should not be allowed in this country if he has COVID. Did we not learn from 4 years ago? Did we not learn from 4 years ago?
If you see too, he pats Crawford on the back.
Yeah, he should not. Oh my God.
Pats him on the
What are
back,
we
physical
doing?
contact, no mask. I mean, and we're not. He's not 6 feet apart. You know, what I mean, we're breaking all the rules here.
What are we doing? Oh my God. Save us, RFK Jr. What are we doing here?
He doesn't
What are we
believe in COVID. He doesn't
what
believe.
are we what are we doing?
Oh,
Listen, if Terrence Crawford comes down with anything this fight week, I'm letting you guys know that Turkey Al-Sheikh is patient zero. He is
there's no
patient
doubting it.
zero.
There's literally no doubting it.
Telling you that right now. This is insane to me that they would let this happen. Fucking insane. But anyway, uh I don't mind the weight gain from Crawford. He looks shredded at whatever he is right now. But if he comes in the full 168, I'm gonna be worried.
Well, the thing about the weight gain too is like, and we should learn this from all the guys that attempt this. It's not real. Like that's the thing though. Like, okay, you can gain weight, get a little stronger, but it's still not like legitimate from a guy that's like cutting weight to make the weight. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, you're never gonna. He's not gonna. Another thing's like, oh, he's adding power. Like, not that much. Like, you can't legitimately add a bunch of powers by doing that, right? Like, and then if that were the case, like what's the name? Okoli would be, oh God, he added so much power. He's 260 pounds. Like it's just not the case. So I think that these are all the things that we usually do. Like boxing is kind of repetitive storyline wise, similar to wrestling. Like these are all that we're touching on all the notes. Look at how great he looks at the weight. Look at how muscular he looks. Look how much muscle he put on. He's gonna hit harder. And all these things, like we do this every time someone attempts this. And then when they get in the ring and we have a Charlo situation, then we're like, none of that mattered. So I just that stuff doesn't like. I don't even know what to make of all that. Like I don't think then that proves it. They stand next to each other. They look the same size. That proves it. Like no, I don't think that's the way. I don't think that's the way it works.
Yeah, that's not the way it works because you would have thought that Jermell Charlo was bigger than Canelo when they
Yeah,
stood next to each
I saw
other.
them in person. I saw them face off in person. Like he looked just as big as him with the shirt or whatever. They look just as big as each other. I was like, there's not, it doesn't look like a thing, but you can see when he got in the ring, that was a bigger man in there. There was a stronger man in
Yeah,
there. He wasn't used to get hit by that kind of man.
yeah. But like I said, if Crawford wins, to me, this is one of the five biggest fights in the history of boxing, and you're gonna be series of vignettes, series of short series videos,
Your mic's a little
telling
bit.
us.
Your mic's a
You're
little.
gonna be telling us. I'm sorry. What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Your mic's acting up a little bit, just a little bit.
Let me get off OnlyFans. Hold on.
I don't know if the multitasking is impressive I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. I don't know if that's impressive or I should be like, should be
All right,
disgusted by it.
all right. How are we now? How are we now?
We're better now. We're a
Oh,
lot better.
okay. I'll stay up for OnlyFans for now. I'll stay up for OnlyFans for now. But yeah, you're gonna be doing a series of vignettes and shorts about the greatest wins in boxing history. As we get ready for Canelo versus Crawford, so I want the Brunch boxing fans to look out for that.
Yeah,
Great series that you came up with.
appreciate it. Can I give it a little quick explanation on why I'm doing it?
I mean, this is your show. I mean,
All
what
right.
the fuck you need to ask me for?
I don't know. I don't want to mess up the rundown. You know what I mean? Maybe you got this timed out perfectly. I just think that when we talk about the biggest wins, I think that we mix up a lot of times like biggest upsets with biggest wins. And to me, like the biggest wins are things that are basically kind of like this is the guy of that era, or this is the guy that was the top of boxing when he won this fight. It dictated who the man in boxing was. And I think that sometimes we mix that up with biggest upsets. So I'm going to do a list of the biggest upsets in boxing. I want to do a list of the biggest wins in boxing. And I asked some people their opinion on it, people that I respect their opinion on it and that know the history of the sport, like what they thought. And we're all around the same list of names, maybe different orders, but it's pretty interesting to think about. And I think that Crawford and Canelo, well, just for Crawford, he could possibly be talking about both categories in this. That's why I think it's interesting with the odds the way they are. But I think Crawford could be one of the biggest wins in boxing, and this also could be one of the biggest upsets in boxing.
So just as a point of reference for the people, who are some of the people that you asked for their opinions on this matter?
I asked Rold, the historian, and from the Corner Stool. I asked the unofficial historian of Brunch Boxing, Jay
Actually,
Rold.
he's the official historian of Brunch Boxing.
That was unofficial. Okay, we made it official.
When did he get demoted?
Must have happened when I was gone. And then I asked Lord of the Flies.
Okay, all right. So two people I respect and Lord. All right, cool. All right, what else we got, Huey?
Before we move on from Canelo Crawford, do you guys got any buzz about the fight week? Any thoughts about the full fight week announcement schedule that was put out for the fans? I know everything's going to be free and open to the public. Anything that stood out to you that's going on during the week?
Look pretty standard. But is anyone watching the Netflix doc on it?
No.
Well done.
This is, I think this kind of goes into the buzz check question. I didn't know there was a Netflix doc on it.
Yeah, there is. That's what I'm saying, because I didn't know it was on too, because I thought it was, when I saw it, I thought this was saying coming soon, because I was like, oh, there's no way this is out. No, it's out. Like I had it on last night, and it's well done. It's like it feels like 24/7. Like it does. It feels like that. They fold all like the format and everything of it. But yeah, it's well done. It is well done.
All right.
Yeah.
So
let's get to our next circus fight question mark,
yeah.
Huey.
Moving on to the next part of the circus, we saw an interaction between streamer iShow Speed and Lamont Roach this week, and they had some discussions about setting up a fight. How much of a star is Lamont Roach now after the tank draw?
I keep telling you guys. I keep telling everyone. He has power right now, and everyone wants to give up that power to a wrestle fight. Everyone wants to give up that power for just these nonsense fights because, he should fight whoever wants to fight him. And it's like, hey, this guy has some juice right now. He has some juice right now, and he's got to cash in on that. And if Tank don't want to fight him because he's avoiding the fight, that's the truth of it, is that Tank's ducking that fight. And I don't know, you can tell me anything you want to tell me, but that's the truth of it. He don't want that fight because he thinks that he might lose that fight. That's why he don't want to risk the Jake Paul payday, because if he loses to him, I don't think that Jake Paul payday is still there. Right? So I think he has juice right now. I think that there is a Shakur fight for him in the future. I think that if he does Pitbull Cruz, I think that fight would have some good buzz to it. So, like I said, the all these things, like these guys knowing him, like iShow Speed knowing who Roach is, that does say something for what his name is right now.
Yeah, so to me, I agree. Lamont Roach is as big a star as he'll ever be right now. Okay, and he has to capitalize on it. But you're saying that you want him to capitalize on it by fighting Shakur Stevenson. How is that capitalizing on it?
Because I think that people will pay for that fight. I think he'll get good money for that fight. I think that's a good payday for him. That's why I think it's capitalizing on it. I think the same thing with Esau Cruz, though. I think Esau Cruz is probably a good payday for him. So I think that's a fight that he should take too. I would honestly, if I was managing him, I'd be like, let's take this Esau Cruz fight and then let's go into a Shakur fight, because I feel like you could beat Esau Cruz. That's where I would go and attack it.
So when you say capitalizing it, you mean just cash in for one fight?
Well, it's not really cash in for one fight because it's like it's we're finding out how good you really are, right? Because if you feel like okay, I had a draw with Tank, and I feel like I should have beat him if they score it correctly, if the ref calls it correctly, then you have to feel like I could do good with Shakur too, right? Like just because you don't think he can win those fights doesn't mean that you don't try to find out how good you really are, and you get paid. And
Hold on, whoa. Who said I don't think he can win those
well, I'm
fights?
just saying because you're saying he's cashing in for one fight, so you're assuming that he's going to lose that fight, and then his
No,
value.
but no. The reason why I say that is because we had previously spoken about Shakur versus Lamar Roach matchup. You said that Shakur wins.
Yeah, I do think
So you don't think
but it
you
doesn't.
don't think Lamar
But
Roach can win that fight.
it doesn't
So
matter though.
so
So
for you as no, because
but it doesn't matter.
you tried to point the finger at me,
No,
but
I
when you
didn't.
point do me a favor, point the finger at me on the camera right now, Ezra. Just point your finger.
So none
You
are
son of a
pointing back
bitch.
at me. So none are
You
pointing
son
back
of a
at me.
bitch. You son of a bitch. He's playing his fingers in a
You think
way
you got
that
all?
it
You
doesn't
think you
point.
have all the answers? But I start changing the questions.
But you know what's funny? You just pointed your finger and you shot yourself just now. I just saw you just now. uh, so you thought you were smart, but you ended up being Yosemite Sam.
I got arrogant. I got arrogant, and I started going. I got arrogant. I started going.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that you yourself said that Shakur beats him. So basically, you want him to cash in on one fight, basically.
No,
When what he really can do is that he can take winnable but sellable fights until the Tank rematch, which I believe is going to happen after the Jake Paul fight. So you believe that Pitbull Cruz is a winnable fight. He should take that fight next, and then he could fight Tank top of the year.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right. First of all, chasing a Tank fight right now, it could possibly waste your career. Okay, that's just the truth of it. We no one
No, 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 no,
no
no, no,
one
no.
knows. No one knows what Tank's gonna do. Okay, I'm sorry. No one knows. None of the PBC knows what Tank's gonna do. That's just the honest truth of it. No one knows what he's gonna do. For me, if I'm managing someone's career, we don't chase guys like that. I don't chase a Tiafimo. I don't
Oh
chase
my
a Tank fight.
gosh.
I don't chase guys that I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. I don't even chase a Ryan fight. I do not chase guys I do not know what they're gonna do. I know that if we could get Shakur Stevenson, we can get that fight. That fight will actually happen. I know if we get Esau Cruz, that fight will actually happen. Now, it doesn't matter if you're Lamont Roche, you want to find out right now, you want to get cashed out, but you also want to find out how really good you are. You have a feeling in your mind after that last performance that I might be what I think I am. And that's why a Shakur Stevenson fight is the fight that you would go out and be chasing. Because that's a fight you're actually going to find out how good you really are. So you're thinking, what your thought process is as a manager. What I'm thinking of is what Lamont Roche is thinking. Lamont Roche thinks he could beat Esau Cruz. And Lamont Roche thinks that he's in there competitive with Shakur Stevenson. So that's the difference of logic where you're trying to say, okay, we'll protect him and get him fights and keep getting cashes. And hopefully
I didn't
I'm
say
not trying to protect him.
protect
I'm
him.
trying to find out how really good he is. While getting
I
paid.
didn't say protected, Ezra.
It
Don't
is
misquote
no.
me.
You did. You
But
said fights are winnable.
I said he should take an Esau Cruz fight. But what I
Okay.
said was he should still chase a Tank fight. Now you say that chasing a Tank fight could be a waste of a career,
It
but
could.
not for Lamont Roach. Why? Because Lamont Roach will always have it over him, bro. I think I beat you, and the public thinks I beat you. So for him to chase a Tank fight is different than someone else chasing a Tank fight because this is Tank's banana skin, for lack of a better term. This is Tank's banana in the tailpipe, basically harassing him and goading him. Like, bro, no matter what Tank does, I beat you, bro. Everyone thinks I beat you. So this is what to me, if I'm managing Lamont Roach, what I'm doing is first of all, I'm showing up September 17th to New York to that press conference against Jake Paul. Okay? And then I'm showing up September 18th to that press conference in Atlanta. And then I'm showing up fight week in November to whatever festivities that they have for the Take Jake Paul fight. And then I'm showing up November after the post fight. And I will turn into Shannon Briggs and harass Tank every chance I get because I got one over on you and you can never take that away from me. So I'm going to harass you and I'm going to embarrass you until you step back in the ring with me. And you know what else that does? Because this is what we call a muscular move. Not only does it embarrass Tank, it makes Lamont Roach a bigger star. So his next event, people are going to want to tune into because he's becoming more of a personality, more of a bigger star. And also, when that rematch does happen, it makes it one of the tentpole events in boxing. It makes the rematch that much bigger, bigger than anyone could possibly even imagine right now.
You know what I find funny? I find it hilarious that you say he should become Shannon Briggs, because everybody knows how well that played out for Shannon Briggs when he fought Klitschko. Oh
No,
wait,
no, you're thinking the
oh
wrong
wait,
Klitschko.
oh wait.
He never got
Exactly.
the
That's
start
the
of his
point I'm
fight.
making. It never worked. He never got the fight. All he got were some
But this
YouTube
is
videos.
different. Like I
He
said,
got some
it's different.
skits
No, no,
from
no,
it.
no, no. See,
You give the perfect
again, you're
example, because that's what
misunderstanding
it'd
what I
be like
said.
chasing for your career. That's
Again,
exactly
you're misunderstanding what I said. I said this is different for Lamont Roach specifically because he already got one over on Tank. Like, why can't you get that through
because,
your
bro, he
thick
already had one
skull?
on Tank. Why didn't they fight in August? Why didn't they fight in July? Why didn't they fight in August? He already has that on Tank. Tank doesn't care. That's the part that we don't realize. Tank at this point of his career does not care. He does not care. He does not want to do this sport anymore. I don't know how many times he has to make this clear. He does not want to do this anymore. He does not want serious fights anymore. He's cashing out because his Jake Paul payday is too big. He can't leave it. And he don't have to worry about the sport anymore once he gets that. Okay, he probably doesn't have to worry about it right now, but especially with that payday, it's done. He doesn't have to worry about it. He gets to do whatever the hell he wants. He does not want to be here. He does not want to fight. Like, that's the truth. You're gonna chase this guy in the Lamont Roach. You have a short window to cash in. Okay, if you miss that window, right? And I'm gonna say this right now. You said one thing, and I think it's always a common mistake that guys make. Oh, keep fighting guys that are still could get some attention, but you could beat. That's how you slip up. These guys slip up with that. That's the what you call it, banana skin, whatever the hell you called it. That's banana peel. That's the slip up right there. Okay, you can't do that. You got to fight the guys that are gonna make you the most money, and they're gonna guys that get you motivated to stay in there. You're not gonna get slipped up by these guys. You're gonna actually know what these guys are bringing. That's why you fight Esau Cruz, and that's why you fight Shakur. That's the perfect plan right there. That's the plan you attack. But don't do, oh, I'm gonna go and make my name off of Tank. He already made his name off of Tank. He's as famous as he is today off a win off a Tank, off of fighting Tank in the ring. He doesn't need Tank anymore. He doesn't need Tank anymore unless Tank's gonna get in that ring, and he's not gonna get in that ring.
Okay, whatever. Agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next topic we have here. Earlier in the week, we saw the press conference for Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman. Saw them face off. Personally, I thought that was hilarious. What were your thoughts on the press conference or first impressions of the fighting card?
Now, what I will say, the reason why I put this fight directly after all the exhibitions and circus fights is not because this is an exhibition or circus fight,
Group it in.
but because of Sebastian Fedora's what Ezra would call freak height.
He
All
does
right,
everything.
this is a freak. This is a freak matchup. This is a freak matchup.
It
Just
is.
looking at face to face, this is a freak matchup. You got freak height Fedora versus almost freak height because he's on the other end of the spectrum, Keith
Mm-hmm.
Thurman. I was like, what is going on here? And then you had Keith Thurman take a tumble off the stage. Oh
Can I
my
tell you?
God.
Can I tell you how bad that was?
Wait, hold on. If Huey can go to the Brunch Boxing Twitter timeline and find that video of Keith Thurman tumbling off the stage, just for anyone who hasn't seen it yet,
Let
I
me
would be I would be forever grateful
let me see if I
because
can find it.
oh God, Turkey Ezra Sheik over there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Did
Are
you
you
ever?
going to be okay to go to the Golden Boy event next week?
I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Did you ever, when
Well, the
you were
week
growing
after
up, did
next
you
week,
ever hear
actually.
Did you ever hear like the thing where like if you sneeze a certain amount of times in a row, you'll die? You ever?
No,
You never heard this?
no.
Oh,
No,
why?
what the fuck?
Because supposedly every time you sneeze, your heart stops, like skips a beat or whatever, right? Oh wait, I'll talk after this guy posted.
All right, so let's get Matt on the stage.
Yeah, just please look at Keith Thurman, please. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my
How
god.
does this happen? How does it happen? There's a giant thing right there, and the worst part is he falls off the screen, like he completely disappears. He completely disappears. I don't. What the worst part is, the funniest part to me on that, and I didn't get to see it. Back on the stage, like how does he get back on? Where you're like, okay, this is him back. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how, oh my God. But I was going to say, there's two things, right? To me, I wasn't even sold on this fight. That completely has me unsold. Like, I just don't think, for some reason, that just gets me to the point where I don't think Thurman has a chance. And Huey, we have the wrong names here. I don't know if that's fixable or not. But also, it's like, it reminds me when Caleb Plant got counterpunched by Canelo in the press conference. And I'm like, oh, well, he got out slicked by Canelo. Like, his one shot, right? He lost it in the press conference. Like, I see that it wasn't going to be enough of a difference for him to win the fight. That's what this felt like to me. It felt like this guy is like, it just felt like it just took all the energy out of the fight, in my opinion.
Oh man. Listen, I love it. I love it. I will say though, you can't fall off the stage like that, Keith. What is you doing? What is
You can't. You just
what is you
can't.
doing? What is
You
you
can't fall off the
doing?
stage like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. You cannot fall off the stage like that. Like, the
Yeah.
one thing you can't do to sell a fight is fall off the stage. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane. But what I will also say though, I believe Keith Thurman can win this fight. I think he sized it up for Sebastian Fundora, and I think he knows what he got to do to win this fight. And he was selling this fight, man. My first impression was, you know what? Keith Thurman could win this. Now, I need him to go into this fight uninjured. He got to go into this fight uninjured. And I'm happy to report Keith Thurman was unharmed in this little accident. He was unharmed. He was unharmed in this accident. So I am happy to report that there's no knee issue, no ankle issue. He's fine going into this fight. But we got to put him in bubble wrap now. We got to put him in bubble wrap.
Bro,
Did you see the way Shaqy Foster looked when he fell?
Bro, he looked like he disappeared into the unknown. It looked like I'm never gonna see him again.
Yeah, I was just thinking it would have been so fucking funny if someone would have did one of those edit videos where he fall off the earth and just keep falling and falling and falling and falling.
Yeah, when I saw that, I could not stop laughing.
Yeah.
That is so funny. It's the funniest way to fall the way he fell. It's the funniest way.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, it reminded me of the time I fell down the stairs. I swear I just disappeared into the abyss because I hit the light switch on the way down. So it was just all darkness. It was just all darkness. I know that's what Keith must have felt. I know that's what Keith must have felt.
Oh man. Yeah, man. That fight, I don't think that fight's gonna go good for him at all. I think by like the third round, we're gonna know he does not have a chance of this fight.
But listen, here we go. Here we go. The fact that Keith Thurman is uninjured in this accident, it kind of tells me his legs might be stronger than people think. His legs might be stronger than people think.
Keith Thurman stumbling off the stage has you more confident in his legs is hilarious. It's quite the
I'm
spin,
just
my
saying.
friend. You are.
Hold on. Do you remember? Do you remember when David Morrell threw that belt at David Benavidez, and it made me all confident in David Benavidez the way that he was able to duck and dodge that belt?
Because he was showing reflexes and balance. This was the opposite of reflexes and balance. This guy fell off the stage. He stumbled off the stage.
He's showing leg strength. That's what everyone keeps saying is that Keith Thurman is done. His legs won't be able to survive for 12 rounds. He is showing leg strength in this fall.
I'm gonna start calling you Matt Bondi. The way you got these spins going, this is insane. This is insane. The guy fell off the stage because he couldn't hold his balance anymore, and he stumbled off the stage with there was a wall there. They put up a wall. And he said, "Hey, don't step in here," and he stepped into the wall. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't understand where he was going. I don't know.
Where was he going? Where was he going, Matt?
I
I'm
don't
just curious.
know.
Where was he going?
I don't know. I don't know if he knew where he was going. Is this the funniest stage fall since Tank pushed Rolly Romero off stage?
Yeah, this is hilarious. I don't know anything that really matches this. I gotta be honest with you. This crap is hilarious.
Now, I will say the last time we saw someone fall in a boxing setting, Floyd Schofield missed his entire stool. He's come back, and he's one of the guys in boxing now. I will say that. Okay.
Yeah, Floyd Schofield was badly hurt. Keith Thurman was doing a press conference. Oh man, that is good stuff. That is really good stuff.
Were you able to glean anything from the press conference? Like, what'd you think of the first face-off between Oshaki Foster and Stephen Fulton?
I mean, I think that's a good fight. Like, I really don't need anything because those are both guys that like take it serious. Like, I'm not worried about any of these guys the way they're going to show up or anything. They're both going to come in. And I hope I get because I get it every time Fulton fights. Oh, he has a bad camp. Fulton's having a bad camp. You know, it's not the camp that we want. It's a lot of chaos, and then he has a very good performance. So I hope I get that go again. But I think both the guys are going to show up. I really like that fight. I know you tried to say that I didn't like that fight. I don't know where you would get that from, but I really like that fight. I want to see it. So I think that's something I'm actually excited for that card.
I did find it interesting that Oshaki Foster has admitted that he's heard all the noise from the fans, basically that he has no chance in this fight, and he said that he's going to make Stephen Fulton pay for what the fans are saying. I did find that to be interesting, but we'll see.
We'll see.
All right. So next thing we have here on the rundown is Brunch Boxing reported earlier this week the alleged that TKO Zuffa Boxing head Dana White reportedly has over $25 million in gambling debts at the Red Rock Casino. Matt, you think this is a big deal, little deal, or no deal?
Just one point of correction. I don't want to take credit for nobody's work. This was casino.org.
Okay.
Shout
out to casino.org for the original reporting on that.
Yeah. Shout out to them. I don't know. It depends. How rich is Dana? You know,
he made a lot on the deal selling it to WME.
He's pretty rich, but he spends pretty wildly. You know what I mean? So you
and what I will say, this casino is owned by the Fertitas. These are his buddies. So maybe this is meaningless. But 25. What the fuck was he betting on? Like they said that he does. I think like Baccarat or all this other shit. Like, bro, you lose $25 million. That's insane. That is insane.
I know he's all about doing like the biggest hand possible because and I get his logic on that. It kind of actually makes sense because like if you get a hit right, it's gonna be like a short span. Like over a long term, you probably lose more money. But like you could get like a little hot run and make a quick money and really quick. So I get that logic, but 25 million. Yeah, that's insane, man. That's insane. That's
let me ask you a question. Who's more in debt? Dana White or Easy Money?
Well, Easy Money is definitely more in debt. Easy Money is in the red, an unbelievable amount. But I'm not associated with that anyway, so I don't even want to talk about it. I am raw hard.
You're the one that put it into debt.
I'm like I said, that's a former thing, not really my thing. Once again, just give me 3 minutes. That's all I need.
All right. So, Matt, do you have anything else on this before we move on to the next item?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be honest. The only reason why I oppose the debt is
you're breaking up again.
Damn it. Right when I was in FanDuel, I was trying to go to FanDuel. Then I was trying to go into my fantasy football app because I saw one of the comments said, Matt, accept that trade. Turns out I have no trade to accept. I was bamboozled.
Damn, Sibby got you. All right. So with Ezra back here, next thing we have on the rundown is we had a fight agreement reached for December 27th between Naoya Inoue and David Picasso. Should Inoue worry about his fight before he doesn't make it to his fight? Matt, what do you think?
Oh no. Okay. All right. We should be back.
All
What's
right, you
wrong?
back? Can you hear me?
We can hear you the whole
Yeah.
time, so I don't know what you mean
All
by
right,
oh no.
Ezra. Since Ezra, so you heard the question. Well, what do you think about him scheduling a fight with Picasso while he already has one scheduled with MJ?
It doesn't matter. I mean, like I said, people are always looking for excuses why a guy loses, right? Like, oh, he was overlooking all this stuff. Like most of the time, it's just like, hey, you just lost that fight. You didn't perform the way you're supposed to perform. In a way, usually has like fights lined up. Like I don't think this is anything unusual for him. They plan when you're a name like that. They got stuff planned out for you. That's what it takes. It takes to get ahead of it for a thing. I don't think. I think MJ is a good fighter. I do think that this is an interesting fight. I think I favor Inoue to win, of course, but I do think it's an interesting fight. But I don't think it's gonna have anything to do with oh man, he was overlooking this guy thinking about Picasso. Like I don't really think that's the case. So I just think that people look for excuses. Like this is the reason why he's going to lose this fight. So if he shows up out of shape and whatever, he's going to struggle. But I don't think anybody's ever going to do that. So if he loses, he'll just lose straight up. That's really the way I see it.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say like Terrence Crawford said, worry about your fight before you don't make it to your fight. Worry about your fight before you don't make it to your fight. I don't like this at all. I don't. I don't. You are counting your chickens before your egg hatches. I don't like that at all. MJ looks like he's in the best shape of his life. You got to take this seriously, and it's not like anyways last few performances have been flawless. They have been flawed. So anyway, I hope, I hope, and I pray, and I hope and I pray that you are 100% locked in on this fight because the boxing public needs you to destroy MJ Akhmadaliev because he doesn't even deserve this opportunity. He doesn't deserve to be on the stage after ducking undisputed with Stephen Fulton for years. We need to see anyway send MJ back to Uzbekistan permanently.
I I think that like so sometimes like MJ, you could I'm sorry, in a way, there's fights that like he locks in for, and I know that he look at he got dropped by Neri, got dropped by Cardenas. I think that's mostly because honestly he thought he could take some chances in those fights because I don't think he 100% thought those guys were on his level. And I think in an MJ fight, he's going to fight more like the Fulton fight, and I think it's going to be a pretty locked in performance. I think that MJ is going to get the best of Inoue. I don't think he'll get. I don't think Inoue's going to be looking to give him anything. And just by the stuff that Inoue say for this fight, I just think he's going to be locked in. I don't ever see Inoue not coming in shape, but where he's had slip ups is because he's taking some chances in the ring. He thinks that like I could take some chances against this guy. I don't think. I don't think that the MJ he's going to do that with. I don't think he's in deal with MJ.
How do we see the anyway MJ fight playing? I don't think we've ever talked about it before.
Yeah, it's one I want to look at a little bit more. I think that in a way, like the thing is MJ, like he likes to work like in like with his bounce rate, he likes to work like in a little bit of spacing and he bounces into his stuff. The problem is like Inoue's really, really good at that, and he's more athletic, more explosive at that. So I think that I see things where like maybe MJ could box with, but eventually you got to play that too many times where Inoue's just gonna start beating you to it. And once he catches the speed and the distance, I think it really goes south for him. He was able to do that with Fulton pretty damn quickly. I'm curious how fast he does it with MJ. But MJ is a talented fighter. I think that we got kind of to the point now where we're kind of like maybe underrating what MJ is. I don't think he's a great or anything like that, but he's a talented fighter. He has some ability. I'm curious what it looks like early.
I gotta say, not to complain, I am disappointed you've done nothing for this fight.
Yeah, I know.
It,
I gotta dive into it a little bit more.
and if we're being honest, anyway brings more ratings than Canelo versus Crawford.
Inoue is my most highly rated video. Like I think I have like I
And
don't know,
you've
in
done nothing. And you've done nothing for this.
I know, I know.
Insane, insane.
This week.
We'll see.
All right. So moving up here a few weight divisions, we have Keyshawn Davis claiming that he's retired from the sport of boxing. We recently heard him say he was going to take a year off, then he was coming back. Matt, well, what do you believe with Keyshawn?
I don't think Keyshawn know what he's doing. He's gonna be back. He's not retired. Let's start right there. He is petitioning the WBO to be the number one contender at 140. So clearly he does plan on coming back to fight eventually. I think if he's approved as the number one contender, he'll come back sooner than we think, probably in the first quarter of 2026. This is much ado about nothing. You know, he his star faded a little bit after the whole incident. I think once he comes back and he realizes the love that he's going to get from the fans, the real boxing fans that's out there, not the internet trolls. I think he'll be more in a better mental space, and he'll feel more excited about boxing. Right now, he's just going through what I call a season. He's going through a little season right now. Keyshawn, from my heart to yours, hold your head, Duke. You'll be all right.
I, I think that this talk like this, like I said, I think it. I said this earlier. Remember, he had said this. I'm trying. You say, "Oh, you didn't hear the quote correctly," or whatever. Well, he's still on this retirement stuff, right? He's still on this, and I think that this deflates a lot of people when it comes to him. I think this will deflate a lot of people that get excited about him hearing this kind of talk. And these guys like this, I know boxing is a lot of mental stuff. Like I know that training for boxing is tough. I know the, getting up and running for boxing is tough, sparring and all that. All this stuff weighs on you. And if you're not doing consistently, you can not want to get back in there. If you're not in training seriously, consistently, a lot of guys don't want to go backwards. It's hard to get back in there to get in back in that rhythm of things. Um, I just think this deflates a lot of people on his thing, and it makes me think that mentally he's not able to hold the crown. And we've seen a lot of guys that were supposed to be the next guy to hold the crown and not be there. I don't ever question this with David Benavidez, right? I don't ever question that. I never questioned this with Floyd. Never questioned it. I don't question this with a guy like Bam. I don't question it. But when I hear these guys talk about retirement or talk about this so early in their career, when they haven't really accomplished anything, I think that it's a sign. I think it's a major telltale sign. And if I was with him and his team, I'd be like, "Hey man, we got to shut up about this, and we got to. Even if you feel this way, you can't be letting this out like this. You can't."
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about the career of Roy Jones Jr.?
That's a great career.
Um, After he was robbed of his Olympic gold medal against Park Sin Hyun, he did an interview and said that he would never box again.
Yeah,
He
but
said that he was going to retire. He said he wasn't even going to turn pro.
yeah, but he was disappointed. He was felt like he was robbed and everything. I think it's a different scenario than this. I
I
think what
feel
you
like
get.
Keyshawn is just disappointed right now. He's disappointed in he's disappointed in the way things went when he was supposed to be this was supposed to be his thing in June. I think he's suffered a discipline. Now, I will say, obviously, we know it's self-inflicted, but that doesn't blunt the disappointment that the kid is feeling. And I just think that when he gets the love from the boxing people again, I think that that'll change his perspective on things.
I want to respond because CB posted like he's still in the gym, he's still training, he's not out the gym. I get that, but it's still different mentality than like a training camp or like an intense. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. A lot of guys go and train because that's what they know, right? Go train, hit the bag, be in that environment. But like an intense training camp to lock in for that. That's why like I think guys fighting consistently. People say, well, it's a ring rust. I think it's more just like staying mentally in it more than anything. I think it's more like mentally, I'm used to this is what I do. Working hard is what I do. There's like even my industry, like in construction and stuff, like people take like a few weeks off and then you got to get back into it. They're not looking forward to it. Like they're not looking forward because they're not in the rhythm of it. You got to get in the rhythm of it, in the feel of it. And that's the same thing. But like you said, with the Roy situation, I think is different because he was just so disappointed in off a horrible robbery that he just felt it was unfair. But when Roy was fighting, you weren't hearing, well, I want to retire, I want to retire, I want to retire. Now, the example that you could use is maybe like a Sugar Ray Leonard, right? It was a guy that like, I'm done in this and this. That's the exception to the rule. But I just think these young guys doing it at this point, I don't think it's good for fans, and I don't think it's good for them where they are mentally.
Okay, respect.
All right. So moving on here, we recently talked about Naoya Inoue. Now we got news that Tenshin Nasukawa and Takuma Inoue are reportedly finalizing a bout for the vacant WBC Bantamweight Championship in November. What are your thoughts about this? Are we excited for it?
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
let me go first. Let me go first. My first thought is the WBC bantamweight title is not vacant. So, do someone out there know something about Junto Nakatani that we don't know? Is he vacating WBC or IBF belts before November? If he's not, then they're not vacant.
Matt,
So I am wondering.
I
Yes.
get it. I get it. You're the guy that I go to for stuff like this. Like you're looking into it, you're making sure it's called right. You're calling strikes and balls here, and I get it. You want to make sure that this is all done correctly, right? And there's information that they're skipping ahead. But I also got to go with you on this other stuff that you say. That's nerd stuff. I don't care about that. That's nonsense to me. It means nothing to me. What you're talking about is really it's so much red tape and fine print. I don't give a damn. I'll be honest with you. When I buy a game system and it comes with that pamphlet and it says this is how you operate the machine, I throw that away because I'm going to press power and I'm going to go all in on whatever video game I'm playing. This is Tension, one of the most interesting fighters in boxing, right? Well, top kickboxer, transition to boxing, and is moving at a rate faster than most prospects move up in boxing, and already beat him Maloney. And now he's fighting Inoue's brother, right, for a title. And Matt's saying, oh, well, but that belt, I don't think that belt's available. I don't give a damn. This is a good fight. This is what we need. I'm going to stand up for this one. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of news I need in boxing. This right here versus Inoue's brother is a damn good fight. It's a damn good fight, and they're moving them along. And we're going to find out who this kid really is. And this kid might be some amazing talent who could do it in multiple sports. We were talking about what was the hell, generational talent? This might be a generational talent we're talking about. He was a meme. Floyd Mayweather made him a meme. Now this dude is becoming one of the better combat sport athletes of all time. Like, he's going to be a world champion. This is a great fight, and it don't bury also a storyline that's building in a mega fight in Japan versus him and Inoue, Inoue. If he puts a beat down Inoue's brother, and we're moving them the way they're moving them, and they want to really cash out on this, there's an Inoue fight versus Tension that would be massive. Massive, massive, massive. So this is great for boxing. With finally some real fights, finally some real news. And Matt's going to tell you, well, who has the belt? What's going on with that belt? I don't give a damn. Take it from Junto and give it to this because this is real news. I'm loving it. This got me pumped. This whole show's been pissing me off.
Now, Ezra, you run your own construction company, right?
I do.
What would you do? What would you do if one of your workers came into your office, you guys were having a meeting, a little discussion, and he told you, hey, Ezra, shut the hell up?
I mean, so to me, I'm a guy that like wants to conversate and figure out what the issue is. So someone comes in there and he tells me, "Hey, shut the hell up." I'm gonna say, "What's the issue?" But you probably have some things going on.
I'm not that kind of guy.
You probably have some things going on.
I am the boss of this construction company. I am the boss of Brunch Boxing, and you interrupted me to tell me shut the hell up. I don't care what you're talking about, Huey. For the second week in a row, please add Ezra to the block party.
I was added to the block party
You
last
blocked. You is dumb as hell. You blocked, man.
I was added last week. I wasn't even here. How could I be added last week?
How dare you? How dare you disrespect me?
Bro, because you were talking nonsense.
But I will say, you were spitting. You were spitting that hot fire. I will say that. I gotta give you that. You did spit hot fire. You did. That's why I couldn't interrupt you. I couldn't interrupt you, even though my ego was bruised. I could not interrupt. I'm like, oh, this guy, he's cooking. He is Oscar De La Hoya in the kitchen, just throwing the salt in the pot, just cooking right here, man. Like, let's go. Listen, I'm all in on this fight. Can Tenshin Nasukawa beat Takuma anyway? Maybe. We don't know. We saw Takuma anyway lose to Fumalele Kafu. So maybe he's not as good as we think. Or who? Wait, no, he didn't lose. He didn't lose Kafu. He lost to who's the other guy? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because Kafu beat what's his name?
No, he lost to the other guy. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Well, I love you, Tracy. I see you down there, Tracy. But yeah,
help Matt out, right?
Yeah, he lost to what? He lost to one of the Asian guys. But anyway, he no, it wasn't Tete. Who's saying Tete? What are we talking about here? He lost to the Asian guy on the Japanese Super Bowl that happened
was it
on the doubleheader.
Yeah, I'm just throwing names out there. Was it Higa?
No. No. Oh my God.
I
You
don't know.
know,
Don't let this
now
derail the
I'm
show. Don't let this derail the show. I promise you.
no,
Let's
no,
do it.
I have to. I'm sorry. My
No,
autism won't let this go.
we're in good rhythm. We're
Takuma
My autism won't
Inoue
let this
lost to
go.
Susumi.
Yes, say yes to Sumi,
there you go.
WBA. Thank you.
Whatever.
Thank you. He lost
That's
to
what we
Say
have a
Sumi.
producer for. That's why we had the best producer in boxing media. That's why we got him for.
Only in boxing media? I would say in
And
all the media.
I want to give us room to grow. You know what I mean? When you give a performance review, right? You don't 5-star everyone. You give them a 3-star. You say you're doing adequate work. I see room for improvement.
So you're the kind of person, because just so people know, a lot of people's raises are tied to their performance reviews. Ezra's the kind of guy to not give you a great performance review just so he can suppress your wages. I just want you to know, Huey, that's what he did. That's what he did.
It will give you. It's like a carrot at the end of a stick. You know what I'm saying?
So
If I give you a carrot,
Huey,
what's the point of running?
when you go,
When people say fuck the man, Ezra's the man.
yes, 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 yes,
I am
yes,
the man. I am the man. That is true.
yeah, yeah. Not in the way you think, but yeah. So Tenshin Nasukawa, I think he could beat him. I hope he beats him because Tenshin is a huge star in Japan,
Oh, man,
and I think that I want to see if this fight is going to be his own main event, his own card.
oh, it
Because
has to.
if it is, then we know that first of all, he's reached the stage where they think he can carry the card on his own, and Junto Nakatani has reached the stage where they feel like he can carry a card on his own, and they don't need Tenshin Nasukawa in the co-feature to sell tickets. So to me, that would mean that we now have Inoue, Junto, and Tenshin as three huge stars in Japan.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know the history of Japanese boxing. Is this the most like as far as like highest star power that Japan's ever seen for fighters?
Oh man, I hate that you said that because it just goes to show that you don't respect me or the work that we do here at Brunch Boxing.
Because you did do the 10 biggest.
Yes, and I also wrote an article about it, and I told you that this is the biggest golden era in Japanese boxing history and the first golden era since the 1960s.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. Like I'm glad that there is a market where they have legitimate fighters that are gonna sell for that market. And that the thing with Tension. And the thing about Tension too is he has like a fun style. I really like his style. He's actually a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, yeah, but Tenshin Nasukawa was built off an exhibition.
That's true. That is true. That is true. I mean,
Ah,
wait.
we
Hold on.
come full circle.
Funny point. But
Ah,
Tension was a huge kickboxer. Like he sold cars just on kickboxing. Like he was a mega kickboxer.
his star power went from he's Ryzen's guy to he's the guy after the
No,
Floyd Mayweather exhibition.
I actually think that's a valid point. Like I'm not gonna argue on that. I think that's a
You just tried to. You just
no, no,
tried
no.
to.
But he was a big
Because your
name in
ego was
kickboxing. Like, you can
bruised.
ask Huey. He was a
Your
big
ego was bruised, Ezra, and you weren't man enough
bro.
to say, you know
I
what?
used to
You're
watch.
right.
I used to watch Tension highlights in kickboxing because if you ever want to see some crazy highlights in kickboxing, go look at Tension's highlights in kickboxing. But I've known that for a while, right? And like the whole thing was like, is he going to make a full transfer, like basically to MMA? Boxing was not really what I thought this direction was going, but I'm glad it did because he looks to me he looks fantastic.
Fantastic.
All right. Next bit of piece of news we had for the week was a purse bid for the WBC Junior Welterweight Champion Subriel Matias and mandatory challenger Dalton Smith. We saw that won by Fresh Productions Boxing. Any thoughts on how the purse bid, where this fight's going to happen, and whether or not this fight is going to happen?
I'll let you start, Ezra, because
Well, I'm glad.
you
I'm
had some
glad
strong
we had a
feelings about
discussion.
this.
Yeah, we
You
had a
had
discussion.
some strong feelings about this, and it really pissed me off. So I
No,
want to make this discussion public.
listen, we've seen a similar situation happen in the Boots Karen rematch, right? Where they didn't Matchroom didn't win that purse bid, but they still end up throwing that fight. Now I understand that Matt's going to say, "Oh well,
No,
fresh."
no, 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 no. See, don't do that. Don't predict what I'm gonna say. Just give me your fucking opinion on
I
this
told
on
you
the development.
it's like battle rap now. I know your lines, I know your bars, so I'm gonna repeat them before you say them, right? Because I already know which way you're gonna go with it. You're gonna say, "Oh, this is a big promotion. They throw big fights in Puerto Rico, and they're funded and all these things." They're not throwing this fight. I'm sorry, they're not throwing this fight. What they know is that Turkey Al-Sheikh wants this fight. They know that he had already announced he was throwing this fight, and they know that they want to get their guy paid a certain amount of money. Okay, so they outbid it, they get it, and now they go back to negotiations. And I guarantee that this ends up on a matchroom card, and it's probably going to end up on a ring card. They just made sure that their guy's going to get paid a certain amount. They have a part to negotiate with it, but that's really what it is. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is a lot of money for this card. What was it, 1.9 million, Huey? I believe
Yes.
it's 1.9.
Okay, I thought it was 1.7 was the number I had, but 1.9, yeah.
No, 1.7 is what Matchroom.
1.7 was what Matchroom bid.
Okay.
1.9 million is a lot of money for a card. Okay, that's a legit card. Okay, I understand that Fresh throws big cards. I don't think they've ever thrown anything for 1.9 million because I would have heard of it. I would have watched it. A fight for 1.9 million, a main event, I would see it. I see every 1.9 million fight wallet card. I'm sorry, that's a level of boxing that I watch. 1.9 million. They're not throwing that card. They have no intentions of throwing that card. They just want to have control.
Ezra. I just won $100 bet last night on a random Twitter space off a random bet. I would like to bet you on who's going to throw this fight.
All right. Oh, I love that. Let's do it.
I bet you, and we got to get the exact promoter right. I don't want to hear it might be Matchroom, it might be Ring. I want you to put your money where your mouth is and tell me who's going to throw the fight. And I'm going to tell you that it's going to be Fresh Productions Boxing that's going to throw this fight.
Okay. I'm going to let me just throw one thing in there. Let me just say Turkey Al-Sheikh because it might be Ring, it might be Sella, it might be one of those things, but it's going to be a real season. It's going to be a Turkey Al-Sheikh card.
No, but hold on, because I wanna make a very important distinction here. You do know that although Turkey Al-Sheikh and Ring and Sella and Riyadh Season are sponsors of a lot of boxing events, you do understand the difference between one of their cards and a Matchroom or Queensberry card, right?
Yes, I do. I understand that. But what I'm saying is because the way they run business, they kind of switch promoters. You know what I mean? Like this guy promoter's going to run this one, this promoter's this one. I don't want you
understand what I'm saying. No, Ezra. No, Ezra. We know what a Ring card is, right?
Yeah.
And we know what a Riyadh Season card is, right? Are you saying it's going to end up on a Ring or Riyadh Season card? Or is this going to end up on a regular Matchroom boxing card the same way Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois was a Queensberry card, not a Riyadh card?
Okay.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Okay, I'm fine with this, right? So you're saying
put your money where your mouth is, Ezra.
So I can say correctly. You're saying it's a Fresh promotion, right?
Yes, Fresh Productions Boxing, yes.
Whatever that is. I'm gonna say then I'm fine with it. I'll go with, which is nonsense that I have to knock it on this, but I'll go with the Ring promotion. So I'll say whatever Ring, it's gonna be on a Ring card. You say Fresh, I'll say it'll be on a Ring card. That's it.
This is gonna be hilarious when neither of you win because
that's
it's
okay. But that's the problem. This is what Matt wants. Matt wants it to where it's I'm right, but it's technically on something else. So
let me get this straight. I get only one promoter. And you get 3 different choices?
I get Turkey Al-Sheikh. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be on a Turkey Al-Sheikh card because.
But listen. If you want Turkey Al-Sheikh, I'll give you Turkey Al-Sheikh. But that means it has to end up on Ring or Riyadh Season. It cannot be a regular Matchroom card.
Oh, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
All right.
All right. Good and good.
All right. We'll bet $1.
All right. See, all that talk, all that discussion. You know what I'm saying? Matt loves the fine print for $1.
$1.
All right, last bit of news we have for the week here. On Thursday, we saw Ozlez Iglesias defeat Vladimir Shishkin via technical knockout in the round 8. Iglesias is now the IBF mandatory challenger for Canelo Alvarez's IBF title. Do we think we have a challenger at 168 now? And do you think Canelo would fight him?
You want to go first, Matt? Because I got
No, you go first. You go
Canelo
first.
won't fight him. Canelo's not going to fight any of these guys. You got Lester coming. You got Iglesias. You got a couple guys coming, right? That he's not going to fight. He's not going to step in the ring with. Okay, so he's not stepping in the ring with this guy. That's just the truth of it. He's going to fight guys that he feels like. Well, let's see how the Crawford fight goes. But he's going to fight guys that he feels like he has advantage over, that are somewhat a name, at least enough to sell. He's not going to fight this guy. Okay, that's just not going to happen. We're not going to see him in there with legit guys that we know are the next up in the weight division. He's not going to do that. So we'll see going forward. But that's why when I drop Canelo off down my list on most important fighters, it's because I don't see a lot of money in big fights and attention in Canelo going forward. I think that right here is Crawford is the last hurrah. This is the last one. This is the one right there. Netflix, the biggest it could get. From here on, we'll see Canelo fight some guys that he feels like he could be, that they're not the guys we really want in that weight class. That's what we're going to get.
But do you think we have you see, I hate that you made this whole segment about Canelo, because it's supposed to be about Ozzy Iglesias.
No, Ozzy Iglesias.
Do we have another one?
Yes, you do.
Do we have another one?
168, I keep telling people, is a really good division if you get rid of Canelo. It's a fun division. There's Pacheco, there's Shiraz, there's Lester and Bealey, which we're going to see fight, right? You have Iglesias. I'm missing that guy. There's another guy in here that I'm missing that's pretty damn good, but I can't think of his name right now. This is a fun weight class. This is a really fun weight class. This is a competitive weight class. I want to see these guys match up. The problem is the main guy in it who's really going to sell tickets, really good thing, is not going to fight any of them. So it kind of delays it. It kind of feels like you're watching two different things. But this is a good, Iglesias is a guy that is legit, could be the best guy in that weight class.
Now, did you get a chance to watch back the Shishkin bout yet?
No, only parts of it, not the full fight yet.
Oh man. This was a dominant performance. Dominant performance. And I think we have another one here. Now, can a Cuban be a star in boxing, Ezra?
No, I don't know where you need like a home base, right? Like you need like a home base family. I haven't seen it in a while. Have we? You would know more than me. Have we seen it ever? Who was the biggest Cuban name in the sport that was like legitimately a star?
One might say Joel Casamayor. He was never that big a star.
He was that big a star, but Casamayor was known. You know what I mean?
I mean, Luis Ortiz fought on pay-per-view in front of 40,000 people.
You know what though? People, I've seen Luis Ortiz fight live in person. He had a fan base. He did have a fan base. He's heavyweight, so it's a little different. But yeah, I don't really see that. Like we never really see that. So I can't say that will happen until I see it.
I will say though, if I'm sorry, I just had a stroke. If Lester Martinez loses to Christian and Billy, right? If Christian and Billy could be victorious, the Tiger might be the promotion that we need to look at.
Yeah,
because they got Billy and they have Iglesias.
Yeah, they're building some names. I also,
man,
like I've been at a Lester Martinez fight, and I know it was a small venue. I know it was it had energy when he fought. Like I do think that there is some kind of something that might line up perfectly, especially if you look at this fight where people are really going to get behind him. And the last time I kind of felt like that for something like this, I went to go watch Chocolatito fight. He fought on a Triple G. I've seen Chocolatito fight twice in person and on a Triple G undercard. And the fan base was pretty crazy for Chocolatito. Like the fan base was pretty in there for him. Kind of felt like that for Lester. I got to feel like the energy I felt that. I'm like, there's something here if this ball could get rolling.
Yeah.
And Ramirez, that's what I was talking about. This guy said that right now. Ramirez, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, Albert Ramirez.
Albert Ramirez. He probably not going to be a name, but that's a tough out right there. I don't know who steps in with him.
He's a tough out, but I'm not sure if he's the guy.
No, but he's a tough out, though. I'm just curious who steps in with him.
Well, listen, we could say he's a tough out. He hasn't fought anyone that we give a damn about yet.
That's fair.
All right.
Like
that
to
wraps
me,
up
this Shishkin bout was a bit of a measuring stick for Ozley's Iglesias, for the simple fact that most people thought that Vladimir Shishkin beat William School.
Yeah, which was a terrible fight, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Awful. So that wraps up news and notes here. Moving on, we're going to go into the Ezra report card and breakdown. Starting off with last night's Pro Box event. Ezra, what do you got?
Now, before we get into that, we got to do some housekeeping.
Okay.
First of all, support Brunch Boxing. Huey, drop the cash app. Drop the cash app. Support Brunch Boxing. I need $1 to bet Ezra. So make sure you guys hit the cash app. Support Brunch Boxing. And also, I don't know if you got anything queued up, any sound, but support our sponsor. This segment is brought to you by NFLAllDay.com. NFL All Day, your spot for daily fantasy, virtual cards, everything you need NFL is on NFLAllDay.com. We did our first show this past Wednesday. We're going to be doing a show for NFLAllDay.com every Wednesday where we will do the weekly slate of NFL games presented by Brunch Boxing. We will also give you your best bets with fantasy stats, and we will give you who's going to win every game. NFLAllDay.com. Go ahead, Ezra.
I just did it for the first week, and I tell you right now, I was killing my picks. My picks are great. I can't wait that we get to measure these out and say, like, what did Ezra pick? And you're going to see me on the top of the leaderboard, and they're going to be throwing me money. They're going to be like, let's give this guy money because this guy just can't miss. That's what I'm glad. Because people assume, every time we bring up a sport, people assume I don't know it. I don't know why. People assume like I don't know what's going on. And you got to understand, I might not know the little X's and O's, the names of the third guy and the depth chart and everything. I might not know that, but I know feel. I know feel for a game. I can get a feel for a game. Just like I told you, Matt, that when he fumbled the ball, the Cowboys fumbled the ball, and I said, this game's over. Right? They're not going to be able to keep up with the Eagles. They're not going to be able to score anymore. And you said, no, I think they're still going to put it on. I told you, no, because I got the feel for the game. I know what the game's doing. I feel it. I know where it's going, the direction it's going. That's what I feel like. Now, let's talk about this card. Pro Box card last night, Jordan White versus Renee Tellez. Get it on. Renee Tellez is tough. I think that we get, they might not, like, if we see them, they might not stand out, whatever, right? Some guys just have that. But he's a tough fighter. He knows what he's doing in the ring. The thing is that one thing, he has no doubt of what he's doing in the ring. He's very confident what he's doing in the ring. He knows what he's looking forward to do, and he's going to get straight to it. And a guy like Jordan White, who's a prospect trying to get up, make a name for himself, just ran into a guy that was more experienced than him. It was more confident what he was doing, and it was a style that he just didn't match up good with. Also on the card was Sagawa. Sagawa that we know that probably should have got the decision over Bruce Carrington. Would you agree with that, Matt, on that one?
I don't agree with that.
You thought Bruce Carrington won that fight?
Bruce Carrington, friend of the show.
All right. Well, I thought Sagawa was very much in that fight. Looked very good in that fight, and he looked devastating yesterday. Right, looked devastating yesterday. I'm curious, if they could build him back up to a serious fight, because I think he's actually a really competitive guy in that weight class, and I think he's
but here's the thing: Bruce Carrington wanted the rematch. The guy turned it down.
Yeah, I know that's odd. I agree with you. That is oddly enough. I don't know why that was, but maybe just like the money. I guess I have no idea. He should have took that fight again. My man Francois Scarborough. You know what I mean? People call him Francois. I know him personally. I call him Francois. You know what I mean? But I know him personally. That's why I do that. But he got his win last night. Elijah Flores got a win. It's overall, it's a good card. Pro Box staying at what Pro Box does and just putting good cards, being basically like the Friday night fights that we're missing. That's what Pro Box is. You should really tune into them. Like I said, if you just like boxing, you want to see legit boxing, that's what Pro Box is offering. And you got to support people like that in boxing right now. What else we got, Huey?
No. Hold on, because
you got some thoughts on the card, Matt?
Of course, it was a decent event, but one of the biggest names on the card did not get shown on Pro Box. Derek Scooter Davis, second round knockout body shot victory. And I did notice that a lot of fans were upset. A lot of fans were upset that he wasn't broadcasted. Huey, hit my music. So here's the thing. We had an interview with Derek Scooter Davis a couple weeks ago to promote this fight. And then he wasn't even on the televised portion of it. And I'm getting word that the reason why he wasn't on the televised portion of it is because his new promoter did not want him shown on ProBox.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's,
Okay?
that's big news right there.
I don't want to say who the new promoter is. I don't want to say who the new promoter is because I don't want to step on his announcement. But he will be announced with signing with a major promoter soon. And it's that promoter's fault why we did not get to see Derek Scooter Davis live on ProBox. And that is your rumor report.
I kind of like that the rumor report could pop out any moment now. I like that. I kind of like that because it kind of keeps you watching. You never know when the rumor report is going to pop out. Before it was like a planned segment. Now the rumor report should say any moment. I do like
Oh
that.
no. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know when the rumor report
Yeah,
is gonna
of
pop
course
up.
you know when the rumor report. You own the rumor report. It's your thing. Of course you know. You think that I'm saying that you don't know when you're going to say it? Is that what you think that I'm saying? Because of course you know what to do. If you don't know when the rumor report is going to pop up, then what the hell are we even doing here? You know what I'm saying? All right. What's next, Huey?
All right, report card for the full Canelo fight week. We alluded to it during the news and notes segments, but what's your grade for the fight week leading up to the event here on Saturday?
Look at that. They're throwing a card that I don't know any of the names on. I got to be honest with you.
You
Uh,
wait. You don't know Beckner Magenbet?
I know him, but I'm not like, oh, what's Beckton Magnet doing? You know what I mean? Like I'm just not. Like I said, it's this card. I feel like this week is going to be a lot of buzz on this card. I feel like people are saying, "Oh, I don't really feel it yet." This week, you're going to feel it. That's the truth. I think people are really interested in this card. I think a lot of casual fans are going to be really interested in this fight. So I think it's going to be good buzz this week. I'm a little bit excited already going into it on what it's going to feel like. So I'm going to give what this. I think this whole buildup and everything this week, we're going to say it's going to be an A. I'm going to say that right now.
Matt, what are your thoughts on the fight week and events we got leading up to the card?
You know, I've known about all the events and cards for a while. I will admit that. I'm
All
giving
right.
it an A plus.
Oh, wow.
I'm giving it an A plus. You know what? Unlike Ezra, I don't mind exhibitions. So Canelo versus Crawford, hey, I'm all in. And Billy versus Lester Martinez, one of the best fights on the calendar. Jermaine Franklin versus Ivan Ditchko, two big, beefy men slapping meat. I love it. We saw Jermaine Franklin give Anthony Joshua and Dillian White all that they can handle. Ivan Ditchko has not fought at this level yet. We assume that he's going to show and prove, but we don't know. Very intriguing matchup. Fernando Vargas Jr. versus Callum Walsh.
You want to
Someone's
say
gonna someone's gonna get knocked out. Someone's gonna get knocked out. I love that fight. Okay. Now, I will say the fights earlier in the week, Beckner Magenbet, I wish he would have fought a better opponent. You know, maybe they should have did him against maybe a Marquise Taylor. Maybe Marquise Taylor could have moved up to 168. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Actually, I might know. Huey, hit my motherfucking music. Now, conspicuous by his absence on this fight card, Marquise Taylor, the guy who punched someone in the back of the head at the New York sparring. They thought he was going to get a spot. He did not get a spot. And I'm hearing that he did not get a spot for a reason. they wanted to match him up with Yoeli Hernandez,
Oh,
Yo Diablo. Okay. And for whatever reason, they could not agree on the money for Marquise Taylor. He didn't want to accept the fight. But,
good fight.
but, calm down. No, not to fret. I'm hearing that the talks for that bout is still ongoing, and they might move it to a bigger platform, a bigger event, so that Marquise Taylor could get his money and so that they can make that fight come to fruition.
Hold on. You're saying they're going to make it to a bigger platform, a bigger event than Crawford Canelo, or are you saying that undercard, that
Well,
card?
because here's the thing, this was gonna be during Crawford Canelo fight week.
Okay, so it wasn't going to be on the card.
Do you think that these the fights on September 10th and September 11th are gonna do like huge numbers or something?
No,
Do you think
no,
those
no,
guys
no.
get paid a lot?
No. I just thought maybe it'd be on the undercard. You know what I mean? That's the
Okay,
fight on the
all
undercard.
right, all right, all right.
Are
So
you saying
look out
no,
for Yoeli Hernandez versus Marquise Taylor.
that's a damn
It's
good
a
fight?
real thing.
That's a damn good fight. I want to see it.
It's a real thing.
Is there gonna be that sparring thing going on this week? I didn't remember if I saw that.
I don't know. I don't know if they got approved. I don't think they got approved because they haven't been promoting anything.
Okay. What else we got here?
All right, and it's not on the rundown, but just if you guys have any thoughts about the cards here tonight, Sugar Nunez versus Christopher Diaz-Velez, and then we have Oscar Valdez versus Ricky Medina also happening. Both of those cards are happening in Mexico.
No, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, Sugar Nunez should win that fight. I hope to get him in a real fight after that. And then Valdez, I mean, Valdez is what Valdez. I think he's done. I don't see him as like a high level, threat in any division or anything like that going forward. So no, I don't have a lot of opinions on that, but I think Nunez should win. Nunez has a fun style, so he's always kind of worth the watch. Not like Valdez don't have a fun style, so he's kind of always worth the watch as well, I guess. But I think Nunez is a legit guy that has some interesting matchups. But Valdez, I don't expect much more going forward.
Matt, any thoughts about that before we move into your best bets and the raw hard cash for the weekend?
My thoughts are, I didn't put it on the rundown for a reason.
Fair. All right, what's your best bet for the weekend, Matt?
Whoa, just wanted to know. Ezra goes.
Oh, I was saving the headliner for last.
Yeah, you do say the headliner for last. I don't open up a show. Now I've only opened up one show as a main event. I've done that one time, right?
But before Ezra gives his bet, Huey, can you play that sound from the soundboard?
Straight cash, homie.
That's right. Because you know what I am? I'm over $1,000 in winnings this year. And someone said made some wise crack about, you're losing money with me. You ain't losing money with me. No one's losing money with me. You're only gaining money with me, right? So we started off at 100. We're at 1,000 now, over 1,000. And there's not a lot of boxing to bet. You just mentioned it. There's no value in that. So what we're gonna bet is NFL because NFL's back. That's what we're gonna bet.
Wow.
We're betting NFL.
Okay.
And I hope that it saved my thing. Oh, it did. Thank goodness. Very simple parlay this week. We got a 4-leg parlay. I got the Washington Commanders money line over the Giants. The Washington Commanders are going to win that game. Okay, that's going to be an easy one for them. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who I think I'm pretty high on, not as far as like a title contender, but I think they're going to be a lot better than they've been over the Carolina Panthers. Now, I understand the Panthers looked a little better towards the end of last year. I still think the Jaguars are going to be better than them. Denver Broncos over the Tennessee Titans. That's going to get ugly for the Titans. That's going to be Denver Broncos easily. You didn't feel that. And this is the one that I think people are going to feel a little risky about. But let me tell you something. Let me reassure you that this is going to be – we're going to introduce ourselves to the NFL this year. We're going to let you guys know what Sean McVay has going on in that brain because that's the best brain in boxing. I'm sorry. In football. That's the best brain in football. It might be the best brain in boxing. It might be the best brain in any sport he does. I can be honest with you. The Los Angeles Rams over the Houston Texans. And you're going to find out what that defense really is because, I was going to save this. I was going to save this for the end. But I'm not. I'm not going to save it for the end. I'm not going to save this for the end. The Rams are back. And I'm getting sick and tired of everybody saying, the Packers are the favorite. The Packers are the favorite. Well, Jordan Love can't seem to make a right decision when it matters. No, the Packers are favorite because they lost because they got Mika, right? They're the favorite, even though the Dallas has had them and haven't done anything, right? They haven't done anything with that guy. No, the Rams are the favorites in the NFC. The Rams are back, and you know what they said we didn't have? They said, "Oh, they're not young enough, right? They don't have enough depth." Well, now we're extremely young, and we got all the depth. That's what we have right here. They said, "Oh, Stafford is back." Now they're saying he's back because Stafford is back under center. And when Stafford is back and he's playing right with this defense, with this talent, with Nuka, with Puka, with Adams, all that, it's over. Our offensive line has been together. They gelled together, and we are the favorites in the NFC. And we're probably going to win a Super Bowl this year. Look at what are my picks for the Super Bowl? It's going to be the Rams versus the Ravens. And listen, I understand if the Ravens win, I wouldn't be surprised. But Huey, where's the Super Bowl bet at this year?
Honestly, that's a great question. I don't even know.
If I remember correctly, if my mind's correctly, it's in California this year. Am I right?
It is in Santa Clara.
That's home field, baby, because we own Santa Clara. That's the thing you don't realize. We own Santa Clara. That's where we make our home. That's where we go vacation. The Rams are like me. I don't leave California to vacation. I go vacation in California. I just go to a different spot. That's what the Rams do. The Rams are winning the championship this year. They're going to secure this parlay for me. That's plus 309. And like I said, they said, "Oh, he's back." No, Stafford, he's back. That's where we're at now. Go ahead. What's next?
I'm not following that jackass.
You don't got anything for the people this week?
I do got something for the people, but this Ezra, whatever's in that coffee, don't put it in your coffee again.
You give me 2 weeks off, I run through a wall. That's the thing that people don't realize. People think I don't like Matt. I run through a wall for Matt. That's what people don't realize. It's not that I don't like Matt. I respect Matt. And when Matt tells me, "Hey, we need to deliver a show this week," they got a lot of people talking, right? A lot of people talk about, they're trying to compete with this, I'm not watching anyone else. I'm not trying to compete with anyone else because I don't think anyone else does what we do. So I'm not doing that. I'm just running through a wall every week. If you happen to get in the way of me running through the wall, then I run through you. That's the honest truth of what I do with this show. That's what I do with the show. I don't need no fancy set. Look at this. That's it. There's no fancy set here. I don't put anything in the back. It's just me. It's just me and a cup of coffee. That's all it is every week. That's all it is. And when the viewerships, whatever it is, if it comes or goes, doesn't matter. That's on them. That's their low class. That's them not having taste. Go watch something else. I dare you. Go watch something else. Be less entertained. Be less knowledgeable. Okay, go make a fool of yourself around your friends. Go ahead and do that. But if you want something for real, if you want entertainment, if you want real actual knowledge, you come to this show. Okay, like I said, I'll run through a wall for Matt. You see that wall right there? I'll go straight through it. I don't care. I'll go straight through it if Matt tells me to.
Prove it.
That would make great content.
Prove it.
All right.
Prove it.
That would be a quick hit. So here we go. First things on the quick hits. War on drugs. Trainer Steffi Bull has been sentenced to 10 years for conspiracy to supply cocaine. Matt, thoughts?
Yo, Steffi Bull is one of the biggest scumbags in the history of the sport of boxing. Not because he was selling drugs. Yo, I'm from the hood. We sell drugs every day, B. I don't care about that.
The royal we were.
But here's the problem. When Steffi Bull got popped for selling drugs, he tried to say maybe it was one of his fighters that brought the drugs in there. I can't respect that. Because not only are you a rat, you're ratting on an imaginary person and trying to put the blame on one of your fighters. I can't respect that at all. So you know what? I unfollowed Steffi Bull on Twitter.
Oh, wow. You really showed that.
Maybe I will follow him again in 10 years when he gets out. I'll see you in 10 years, Steffi Bull.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know about the law or whatever. But conspiracy to sell drugs is what? He thought about it? He brainstormed about it? I mean, I don't really know what that means.
I believe that a conspiracy means that it was like you weren't the only one. You were part of a drug ring.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, with a name like Steffi the Bull, he seems like he's going to fit right in the prison. I got to be honest. It sounds like a Snatch character. Steffi the Bull, got to get the diamonds from Steffi the Bull type of thing. So I don't know. I don't know the scenario, what really happened there, but that is hilarious that he said maybe one of the boxers did it.
Yeah. Well, who was he blaming? Terry Harper?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
Oh man! All
Maybe
right,
she
so
was tired of them cakes.
uh, earlier this week, we saw some reports that made it appear that Jaime Munguia was cleared of his PED charges and claims false positive. What are your thoughts on that?
I got to be honest with this. I might have blew my load on everything else I said before, but I got to tell you, I got to say this. I got to tell you this. It seems like you could just do steroids in the sport and then blame it on a supplement, and everything's gonna be fine. You can blame it on some eggs, you can blame it on some creatine, blame it on some meat, and everything's gonna be fine. Like I said, I know that I'm the bad guy when I say it. Just legalize everything because it's basically legal right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Legalize everything. Doesn't seem like anyone could get in trouble. Doesn't seem like there's a way they could pin you down. There's no conspiracy here. There's no conspiracy to do anything here. If you have a supplement that you think might be tainted, that gets you off. Apparently,
No.
and when
Hold
but I'm just gonna say this.
on.
Okay, I just say one
Let
thing.
me correct
Every
you. Let
time
me
they catch
correct you.
someone,
No.
it might already
Let me
happened.
correct you. Let me correct you. It's not that they're saying the supplement was tainted. They're saying that the supplement he took is actually legal and proven to be legal. It's not on the ban list, but the metabolites that it lets off mimics that of an illegal testosterone supplement.
Matt, once again, you're in the weeds here. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Because this is someone's reputation is drug testing. Let's
Yeah,
get in the
the
weeds.
reputation.
Let's get in the weeds. Let's get in the weeds on someone's reputation.
No. Every time we get in the weeds for the steroid test, no one gets in trouble. Every time we get in the weeds for it, no one gets in trouble. It's nonsense. Okay, it's nonsense. Let me tell you something. It's a facade. This testing and everything like that is a complete facade in the sport. Okay, let's just call it for what it is. Okay,
But
it's not really
here's the thing,
happening.
Ezra, you're missing what I think is the bigger point.
What's that?
If this was a false positive, Vada, you gotta go. You gotta go, Vada. I'm sorry. Vada was supposed to be the gold standard. No. So how is it you fucked this up that badly, Vada, and it takes someone investigating after you to realize, no, actually, this is the drug that he took, and if you look, your test is wrong. Your test is wrong, Vada. It wasn't it wasn't this, it was this supplement. Your test is wrong. Now, what I will also say is Vada, who always wants to talk shit, oh, this guy passed this guy passed that. Oh, we don't we don't do this. We don't promote this. We don't promote that. Where's your tweet, Vada? Where's your statement, Vada? Vada needs to come out and make a public statement about this situation. If not, get the fuck out of boxing because you're not legitimate. I don't give a shit about Jaime Munguia. He's a small time player in this. I want to hear from Vada because Vada is going to be here long after Jaime Munguia is gone. If they're not legitimate, they need to get out of boxing. We deserve transparency. We need to know what happened in this situation.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This whole thing seems like nonsense to me. But let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, keeping on the same type of topic, we saw Connor Coyle claim innocence, and I believe he stated that the laboratory made a mistake with his B sample. What do you guys make of that?
You tell me, Matt. You seem to you got the what's the real interesting thing there?
Here's what I think of it.
Here's what I think of it.
Here's what I think of it. If the laboratory, because they said that the equipment was contaminated and the chain of custody. No. Hold on, because this might be legit. And the chain of custody was broken on the B sample. So he negotiated a settlement with the New York State Athletic Commission where he will only be suspended 3 months. So they took a 3-month suspension. But my thing is this: if you're that gung ho about your innocence, you don't take any settlement. You go fight this. You go fight this, and you embarrass the commission. Now, I will say, this is the same commission that mishandled the Ryan Garcia Devin Haney situation. This is the same commission. So I'm not going to say Connor Coyle's full of shit, but what I will say, is if you're not full of shit, you should not have taken a settlement. I'll
How
leave it at
come,
that.
how come every one of these steroids things ends up being, hey, you got your chocolate and my peanut butter? No, you got your peanut butter and my chocolate. That's what it happens because it's like, hey, you got your steroids and my creatine. No,
Well,
you got your creatine and my steroids.
according to Connor Coyle's lawyer, according to his lawyer, the commission did admit to contamination.
Okay.
You know what? Do you remember the Seinfeld episode where they had the diet low fat yogurt? You remember that episode?
Yes, and it was not
Yeah.
low fat.
What was it?
It was just
It wasn't.
regular yogurt.
Yeah, exactly. But remember the testing? The guy's in there. I think it's like Kramer or something. He bumps it and then it falls into the test. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's what every one of these scenarios is. It's a Seinfeld episode. It's ridiculous. Like every time we go, it's the same exact thing. It's like, oh, are you sure it wasn't contaminated? No, they screwed up my B sample. It's every time.
Hey, you know what? You know what, Ezra? I love that you think that the entities put in place to police this stuff, like the New York State Athletic Commission and VADA.
No, I don't.
I love that you think that they are beyond reproach,
No,
that
I
they
don't.
don't
I don't know if you
that they don't
remember.
fuck up.
I don't remember if you remember our Ryan Garcia argument. I don't know if you remember this, but no, I don't. But what I'm saying is that you can either. What I'm saying is it's probably both ends, right? It's probably crappy testing, crappy whole process, and it's probably guys really taking it and then just blaming it on being contaminated. There's two things here, and two of those things together are allowing a lot of guys to not really get in trouble while taking this stuff. Okay, those two things combined are allowing a lot of people not to really get in trouble. It's always the same situation. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying is let's just stop the nonsense with this whole thing because I don't really. When someone ever pisses hot now, I really don't even care anymore. I really don't even care anymore because I know it's going to be a story, a whole thing of I'm going to fight this. In a sense, I know who I really am as a person, and they screwed up this or I took this thing. It's like it's so in the mud now, it's so in the weeds that it doesn't really matter. We don't really ever get a lasting or a thing that feels like something was settled. We don't really get that.
You know, it feels that way because things are handled on a case-by-case basis. And I would rather things be handled on a case-by-case basis and we get it right than we convict the wrong person just for you to say, hey, look, see, we're doing something. No, get it right. Get it right.
All right, let's keep it going.
Next up here, we see WBO featherweight champion Rafael Espinoza being slated to return to the ring on a Zanfer boxing event in Mexico in November. Who are we expecting as an opponent there, if anyone of note?
Nobody, baby.
All right. Purse bid for the rematch between Badu Jack and Noah McCallion was won by Bash Promotions with a bid of $300. Why so specific? $301,018. Don King Promotions was the only other bidder. Will this bout happen?
Yeah, like why the 18? Huh? Why the $18? Like that was that really going to get them over? I don't know if this happened.
Clearly, it did.
Yeah, I mean, but it didn't need to. What was the gap there? The gap was a little bit wider than that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, and I really don't. I'd be honest, I really don't care.
Matt,
I'll be honest with you. I don't give a shit. I do think the bout is going to happen though, unless Badu Jack is going to give up his belt. But I don't give a shit. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about this fight?
Yeah.
See, I asked about something that's not on the rundown. He doesn't care. I asked about something that is on the rundown. He doesn't care.
Yeah, you can't win. You can't win with it.
Listen. One thing about me, most of the stuff in quick hits, I don't give a shit about. That's why I put them in quick hits.
All right. So we see Miguel Burchelt slated to return to the ring on an October 11th Zanfer boxing event in Mexico as well. He's going to campaign in the lightweight division. You think there's anything left for him to gain or shoot for in this career? You think he has a legitimate shot at running another title run?
Speaking of things that I don't give a shit about.
Okay,
Miguel Burchelt return. I don't give a shit.
I will say this though about this. It's like I understand boxing is a really dangerous sport, and we see deaths in it. And this year, we've seen more than we would like to ever see in the sport, but we've seen a lot this year. But
how many would we like to I the sport?
We don't want to see any. I know. Once I was in the middle of it, I didn't like the way I phrased it. Right, I was in the middle of it.
Yeah.
But I will say this: when you talk about guys that have like long-term damage to it, it's a Burchelt situation. Burchelt should be done with this sport. He probably should be done with it after the Valdez loss. Maybe find out after what you got. He didn't have anything. The fact that he keeps going, this is where the damage is really going to take a toll on him. This is where it's really going to affect his life later. There's really no reason they should be keeping Burchelt in boxing. And I think that we do need a little bit of a stricter policy in boxing saying like, hey, we're not going to allow this guy to fight anymore. I understand this is the way people make a living, but this is not really a normal career as anything else. This is not that. This is more of an opportunity you have, and it's usually shorter for most guys. This is the kind of thing where a guy's going to have long-term effects and damages when a guy like that keeps going, and you're going to see slurs in his speech, just delays in him. That's because of stuff like this. So I don't like that he's still fighting, and I think this is where boxing is really, really dangerous.
All right, and then the last thing we have.
What I will say though, Miguel Burchell, a victim of circumstance. Oscar Valdez was dirty. Valdez was dirty.
Are you sure? Or are you sure just that you didn't take something that had mixed with another thing that happened to test him dirty?
He admitted what he did. He just claims that it was contaminated. Listen, the test wasn't contaminated. Whatever we know about Oscar Valdez, he had drugs in the system. We know that he was probably dirty from before. It is very unfortunate that Miguel Burchell suffered a life and career-changing knockout against someone like Oscar Valdez, who has been proven to be dirty.
Yep.
All right, and then last thing we have here is we saw Richard Comey return to the ring last week at welterweight with a second-round knockout. You guys got anything to say on this?
Same thing. Shouldn't be fighting anymore. I'll be honest with you. It just should be a wrap. There's not really anything you're building towards for him and all that. Don't really have a chance to be a top guy anymore. I feel the same way.
Well, he hasn't taken a lot of punishment. It's just nobody cares about him anymore.
No, I think he's delayed. Not delayed. I'm sorry. I think he's diminished as far as his ability.
Whoa. You call it delayed?
No, I think he's diminished on his ability, and I think that he's definitely not fighting at a level he once did. And I think that's like I said, when you're doing that, and I don't think there's someone just at one point someone's got to tell you like, hey, I don't know what we're chasing here anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure. And
he's chasing paydays. So what else?
It's a tough conversation, but the sport isn't. It's not a sport where you should keep running in. I don't think we should keep these guys in there. It's not that type of sport. It's just not that type of sport.
You don't see Rich Cole put over like who's the welterweight prospect? Pretty good welterweight prospects. I can't think of one.
Yeah,
what about Richard Colby versus Rashidi Ellis? Let's give Rashidi Ellis a fight.
Hey, Rashidi, first of all, not same weight class, and also Rashidi Ellis isn't like a prospect. Rashidi Ellis is like
wait, why you say it's not the same weight class? Wait, why you say it's not the same weight class?
Oh, Rashidi Ellis is 147. I thought he was 154. My bad. He is 147. Yeah, but no, I don't need to see that. What the hell do I need to see that for? He's not. First of all, Rashidi Ellis is beyond the point of putting over. He needs to fight someone legit, and we see if he's at that level. But no, him beating Comey's not gonna do anything for us.
Matt, you have any thoughts for this comment? Stringer Basquiat says, so Burchell suffered a life-changing KO, but Spence didn't?
No, he didn't suffer. No, Spence suffered a life-changing car accident. He didn't suffer a life-changing KO. Like, what are you talking about? But now, I think now we'll see what, if anything, Spence has left. Now, if Spence, when Spence comes back, if he looks like complete dog shit against lesser opposition, then we will say it's time for him to pack it up. But let's make no mistake, Oscar Valdez will never be confused for Terrence Crawford. He's not on that level. How do we know that Spence didn't just take an ass whooping against an all-time great fighter? Oscar Valdez will never be looked at as an all-time great fighter.
Yeah, but that doesn't change whether it was live.
No, it does because here's the thing. Oscar Valdez is not the kind of guy who should deliver anything life-changing to anyone. He did it because he was roided up.
Okay.
We don't know if Spence suffered a life-changing beating or if he just ran into someone who's just the all-time great at the peak of his powers.
It could still be a life-changing beating.
Yeah, but we don't know that. We need to see that. Okay, is my point.
All right, we got anything else?
Stringer Bell, who always thinks he's so smart. You fucking idiot. You lucky Ezra likes you, or you would get added to the block party, because I don't give a shit about you.
No block party for Stringer, Bassi.
I don't give a shit about you. Hey, listen, I'll tell you one thing. One day, when Ezra's not here, you might have to hear that sound. Play that sound for him, Huey.
You blocked. You is dumb as hell. You blocked, man.
It will. I will never not be here again. I'll tell you that right now. But is this the? Can we call it your show now? I got something to attend to. Is this? Are we done? Did we cover it all? Did we do what?
Well, it depends. It depends. That depends on the Brunch Boxer listeners. The show where we turn over to the Brunch Box listeners. If you have anything you want to talk about and questions you want answered, now is the time. Speak. But no one's ringing a bell. He's going to say, you know what? Ezra has to go. He gave me the best 2 hours of my life. So I'm going to let Ezra end it.
He's right. He's right about that.
Shout
It
out to Rosebud Ice
doesn't look
Cream,
like we
man.
have any questions. We didn't get any questions throughout the. Oh, do we want to let people join here? I can post a link in the
If they want, so if someone requesting to join,
Yeah, people are asking for the link. Let me post
All
it
right.
in the comments.
I love you guys.
all right.
It was a great show. I'm sure that the comments are going to be the people joining is going to be great. I myself have to depart. I have a heart out at 10.
For you, Ezra.
All right.
Wait, find out. See if they're joining for you first.
All right.
See if they're joining for you. If they're joining for you, you gotta say Ezra. What does your wife need now?
Well,
It's
I'm just
there's
we have
family things that I got to go to. There's you know
we
what's
got
weird?
What,
I'm gonna let you know
what
right
does your
now. We
wife
got
need now, Ezra?
We got Ty and Mike asking for links. So I don't know that they're asking for Ezra.
I sent the link. Join the show.
Ezra, duck and smoke. I agree, Trill. Just like Ezra's gonna try to duck our dollar bet.
Not me. Not you. You're trying to find the way out of that.
Jesus Christ. But you know what? Guys, whoa.
You saw it too?
Hey, that was great.
You saw it too?
Yo.
Matt, end the show. Matt, end the show.
Yeah, it's time to go. I only saw the first part of the comment at first.
Yeah, I saw
I
it too.
said, what the fuck is...
Yeah.
I thought that was a troll, and I was going to add him to the block party. Oh, Jesus Christ. But you know what? Let's end the show with a compliment to me. Put that on the big board, Huey.
Oh, wow.
Put that compliment to me on the big board. I got a sausage and fried style pizza from Papa John's last night, Matt, and it was lovely.
That's insane.
Thank you.
The way you said it was lovely too is insane.
I made the recommendation about Papa John's and how to get your pizza. Make sure you get extra sauce, well done, extra cheese, and all the meats that you want.
We did have someone join us. We got Ty from Keep It 100 Boxing.
Ty, is this for me?
What's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, Ty, is this for me?
What's for you?
This was a comment you're gonna make right now.
No, I'll come talk to you. I ain't talked to you in a minute.
All right, Ezra, you've been dismissed. What you got for us, Ty?
No, same. Called up, see what's up with y'all. You know what I mean? Nothing major.
Hey, man, listen. I'm trying to get these parlays in, Ty. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh, what? Football parlays or boxing?
I'm trying to get both in right now. And I also have a free bet that's about to expire in less than an hour. I need to get these bets in.
Which you want in this, John?
I do want to end this. So here's the thing. I have Ole Miss -9.5 at -105. I need to parlay that with something so I can make back my bonus bet.
All right. Well, listen. Go ahead. In the John. I start a space or something. I mean, do your thing.
No doubt. Make sure you guys tune in to the Sunday morning sermon every Sunday morning on Twitter Spaces. Look for at Keep It 100 Boxing. Go support the man. And while you're all here, support my Cash App. Hit the Cash App. Drop that Cash App for them, Huey. $, is that your face? Support the Cash App. Support me. Support Brunch Boxing. We are an independent platform. I see we have a question from Rosebud Ice Cream. He said, I missed the show, blah, 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 blah. If Crawford beats Canelo, will he get credit? Do you think people will say Canelo was washed? Well, listen, Rosebud Ice Cream, I don't know what the people will say, but what I will say and what I will promote is that if Canelo loses to Terence Crawford, if Terence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez, this is one of the five greatest victories in the history of the sport of boxing. Okay? You got to think Ali Liston. You got to think Joe Louis Max Schmeling too. You got to think Ali Foreman. You got to think uh, Duran over Ray Leonard. To me, Terence Crawford moving up two weight classes to beat the undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez will be one of the five greatest victories in the sport of boxing. So I hope that answers your question. Now, we're gonna end it. It's football time. We got to no. Douglas versus Tyson was a great upset, not a great victory. Big difference. Big difference. When I talk about great victories, I'm talking about two guys that are all timers. Two guys that are like, yo, this is like such a great matchup. Like Pacquiao over, like Mayweather over Pacquiao is an all-time great victory. Okay, that's what I mean. Don't confuse upsets with greatest victories. But this has been another edition of Brunch Boxing. He is our host, the Mexican Joy Taylor Huey. Shout out to him. He is also our host, Ezra Boxing. We got the Mexican COO, the Mexican Al Heyman, my man Mike. I am Matt. We are Brunch Boxing, and we are out.